For its glory in the night we ride. Blades clashing armor on the stormy skies. Dragons in the distance, flames light up the way. Warriors of the legend, we won't go astray. Valhalla's calling, echoes in the night. Raise your sword to thunder, for Odin we will fight. Honored by the ravens, feast on what we earn. Heroes in the making, to Valhalla we turn. Honored by the ravens, feast on what we earn. Heroes in the making, to Valhalla we turn. Shields raised in defiance, battle cries arise. Marching to the chorus of the ancient skies. Valhalla's calling, echoes in the night. Raise your sword to thunder, for Odin we will fight. Valhalla's calling, echoes in the night. Raise your sword to thunder, for Odin we will fight. Light up the way. Warriors of legend, we won't go astray. Valhalla's calling, echoes in the night. Raise your sword to thunder, for Odin we will fight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Valhalla Esports Season 5. We've got our second semifinals game going on. I'm joined by Eli Wood and Halfling. How you guys doing?
The Yapcast is back together for
Big.
another week. Big. It's pretty huge. It's been a little bit since the last series we casted, of course. It's been like almost a week. We're cutting it a little close, but we've all got our own lives, so we'll be here finally casting the much anticipated second semifinal series between FreeSM and PC Delta. So, Eli, what is there anyone quickly standing out from you just from these lineups before maybe we let me start yapping?
I mean, I'm always top lane brained, where I think Delta is the best top laner in the league and has been since he's joined. So I'm curious how FreeSM uses Delta in these drafts, like how we're drafting around him. What side are we picking? Are we picking like red side or blue side? And then are we early rounding, giving counter pick? Stuff like that, because it could be pretty important, because Perfy, he can hold his own, and Nasus is annoying.
Yeah, Nasus is annoying, but I think two places I kind of want to turn my attention to is bot lane, and then a certain kind of late season substitute. I'm pretty sure by PC Delta, but first I'll kind of talk about the bot lanes, being probably one of the more disparaging roles in terms of salary for these two teams. The big person being like Console C, being a 1250 player. Usually means that they've got a lot of weight on their shoulders in order to carry, but I felt like he's lived up to the expectations, especially this season. Whereas I would see FreeSM's bot lane being Black and Blue, UD Fell has been very surprising. They've been very creative in draft, usually running some sort of like Seraphine, Kog'Maw, something a little more interesting, a lot of range and scaling. And FreeSM's used that to their advantage a lot of times. But so I'm interested to see how Console C and Dark Harvest are going to be able to tear down that scaling. But a late season substitute, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, being Simjim in the jungle is actually pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, one that
think
came
we
in
picked him
late
up.
was indeed Simjim. There was some unfortunate happenings, but we got through them and ended up with Simjim jungling for PC Delta, and he's been fitting in pretty well. Got them to the semifinals through that quarterfinals game.
Yeah. he's been an interesting player in the past, so I'm wondering how he's gonna kind of step into PC Delta here, because I'm pretty sure he's been to playoffs pretty consistently anytime he's on the team. So a player who's found success when he's been given time and space to grow.
For sure, I know it's
With
been one where it's been like a feast or famine kind of output in the past. Last week was feeling pretty good on that Amumu. He likes to go in, is known for his Hecarim as well. So we'll see what kind of performance he can pull out for this week. See if he can't propel them to the finals and upset FreeSM in the semifinals.
Yeah, I know he is a bit of a feat connoisseur. I believe he played that at least once. So
name the champion.
Briar, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, SimJim plays a bit of Briar, plays like 80 jungle, and that's, yeah, I was kind of saying, a bit feast or famine on this thing. So curious how PC Delta's going to play around that, if they're going to lean into it, or they want him to be more of a constant threat, more of like something that's a bit more stable, a little bit less volatile maybe. Or maybe do we just want to totally take on the volatility because we're against the first seed and we want to make things as messy as possible? Curious to see how they use it during draft.
See Boomy asking where Kaz and Spoobert are. They were on the team for most of the season, but got either dropped or dropped themselves from the team late in the season. So Modlock had to make do, and this is rather stand-in, but had still been having a lot of success. But we'll jump on into draft for game number 1 for this series right on now.
No Laz today.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not.
Oh,
What
leaked.
am I doing? What am I doing? Here we go.
Whoa!
We've leaked the
I mean,
strats.
No one saw anything.
No one saw
so
anything.
so PC Delta banning out Seraphine. I guess that's kind of like what you've been talking about, Halfling, with their
Mhm.
bot lane. And then
Short-term
Swain.
memory test. What did they pick?
This will be on the test. It's graded.
Uh,
Quiz.
I think I'm gonna fail.
Mm.
I always fail.
My
True.
screen must have glitched.
Boomy here to carry the chat. Big.
We see they ban out the Swain on the side of FreeSM. I know you've been talking up that pick, Halfling.
Yeah, Swain's. This was right after the changes, and we decided to allow him through. So Swain's a pretty much pick or ban in drafts. So Red Side pretty much always has to take it away. But Amumu lock-ins, nothing too surprising in the league. Pretty much what 100%, 90% plus pick or ban presence throughout all of Valhalla for the last couple of seasons, if I'm being honest. So a very stable champion.
Pull out the classic comfort pick for FreeSM. Needs more Malthus Warwick. A classic start out, I feel like, for them.
This was post buff patch. Not if you have 2 hands.
Yeah.
We see FreeSM getting the Warwick, one of Needs More Mothra's go-to junglers, so he's got comfort for game number 1. PC Delta going back to that Amumu they had success with on for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and Rakan another comfort pick for a most likely fell unless Modlock wants to pull off some mid Rakan shenanigans, which I'm not expecting too much of here, but comfort pick for fell in the bot lane's always fine to see. He's good on those engaged champions, but Caitlyn's a good counter into those engaged champions for sure.
Gives a good. I think that's a pretty good way to punish on our salary difference. Say
Mhm.
we're gonna be like a bit more lane dominant. Still has good scaling, pretty decent team fire, and then pairing up with Leona, a lot of lockdown. That's always nice. Makes it super easy for us to hit our traps and go boom headshot. So.
Nope. And Leona's always just a good kind of blind-ish champion because you aren't seeing too much of the comp right now. You're not seeing the AD carry. You're not seeing the mid laner, and that's kind of pretty. That's pretty important for Leona to see. So could be punished, but it looks like a brand lock-in. I believe FreeSM's use that as a mid and support flex pick right now, but or mid and 80 carry, my bad. So it's still kind of anyone's champion right now. So wondering where PC Delta is going to be allocating their bans.
Yep. FreeSM going with that Cassante. Trying to take
No
away
star
the will
walking.
not yield boy.
Yeah, no star
Yeah.
walking today on luck. That ban kind of vexes me. I don't know.
Heyo. And then
Plus one.
Jackson Voley taken out from PC Delta. Taking
Like
out
two.
those kind of big top lane carries. We've seen some games, or at least the highlights. I don't think we saw the full game where Delta Centauri was on the volley and was like 1v3ing or 1v2ing while 2 or 3 levels ahead on that boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel
he's a thing in your nightmares for sure. But Corki and Ari locked a pretty classic mid lane matchup here. But the new Corki, I feel like struggles into Ari more than anything else.
Yeah. Maybe they did the Corki bot brand mid. I mean, like Corki, they can kind of shift those two champs like wherever they kind of want to. I feel like, especially since the new changes for Corki. Corki's pretty decent in the bot lane. And then we go with Perfy's classics, Mr. Set. It feels like FreeSM is a tiny. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like they're a little squishy. I know Rakan takes a little bit to become tankier. Feels like. So I think on this last pick they'll probably pick something a bit more tanky. Ooh, Yorick. I don't play enough or against or as Yorick to know like enough. Sorry.
It's a good match into Perfy's playstyle of kind of consistently split pushing, especially if he decides to go Hullbreaker on the set. But a big a big thing with Yorick is that you do not help your team really at all. So this FreeSM lineup's frontline being Rakan Warwick to try and peel off Ari, Leona, Amumu is going to be really, really hard. So kind of a mismatched comp personally, but it's not impossible to play. You have a lot of options to get ahead. You have a lot of ways to navigate around the map if you're ahead or even, but the second you get behind, it's going to be such a hard way to get back in because your CC is either your two champions are throwing themselves into people you don't want to throw yourselves into, or the set's going to be split pushing down your throat.
Yeah. Curious to see how this plays out. I definitely think that my like visualization of like both comps, I think I definitely lean a bit more easier for execution on the on PC Delta's comp. A little bit clearer.
Yeah, for sure. And all that CC dumping is just going to make their lives so easy. So uh, personally, I'd be taking PC Delta's comp. While I do see a lot of kind of comfort picks for FreeSM, I don't really see a way for them to navigate their way around this game. Just because like relying on hands diffing is never my style of way through draft. So
Yeah, for sure. And definitely lacking on the engage versus PC Delta, but we'll have to see how game number 1 turns out as we jump on into the action.
Curious
all
to
right, so
see. Well, oh, sorry.
no, you're good. Curious?
Yeah, so curious to see how level ones are gonna play out. I don't really think there's probably too much we can do. Also, the
No,
Corki
but
does end up going bot.
yeah,
Just classic 5-man. Sometimes people, 5 points. Sorry. Sometimes people want to just like spice up the level one, and generally I feel like if you feel the other team has like an advantage straight up macro wise, you might as well try to put the other team on the back foot level one if you can with the champions that you've drafted.
yeah. I usually prefer with see, oh, Simjim does not know he's on a ward, so he's gonna actually lose a little bit of HP, but not a whole lot. Gonna flash the little sad cat and walk his way out of there. But Mother's actually gonna also get chunked. Neither jungler really cares, to be honest. Both have either ways to heal or is tanky enough, so
Yeah, I don't think
still
chunking
good.
Warwick actually matters.
No, not at all. But I do prefer teams with something like a Mumu and having obvious level 1 pressure to just like do something with it. Something getting like a deep reward than you have one on that red buff, or pushing someone out of lane that's doesn't want to be out of lane, say like this Corki. So would
Caster
be
sounds like he's on APAC. Which caster, Genos?
Mm.
Eli? And thank you,
Eli.
Blitzkrieg
That's
Pyro, for your
crazy.
Prime sub. You get your 30 days
The
of
glaze
love
is
from
crazy.
Valhalla Esports.
Damn.
Damn.
Genos glazing me. Holy. I'll take it though. I appreciate you, Genos.
Free glaze upgrade.
Little bit calm. Ooh, some nice W's. My hot
Yeah.
guy.
It's Beard. Thank you, Beard. If anyone is watching this real quick, yeah. If everyone is kind of just chilling around right now, Beard is looking for some more people for in-houses, and it's a great way to kind of participate in the community, even if we're just kind of going into this lull period waiting for the next season. It's still a fun way to participate, as we do see the lack of participation here from FreeSM's bot lane getting pushed out from this Caitlyn Leona level 1 and 2 advantage.
Ooh, that trade.
Ooh.
Felt like it.
Also, being around for in-houses is a good way to get known, where you'll be a lot more likely to get picked up on a team for next season.
For sure.
I don't like what I'm known for in there, which is a lot of inting.
Which is beating me up.
What do you mean you don't like being known to be an inter with me?
I mean, unless it's like a 10% possibility win rate, then it's guaranteed that we win the game.
Oh yeah.
Get
Oh,
some
good
trades
trading.
in. Oh, he got it.
Purphy's-
Oh,
Oh
yeah. Oh, but that was a
Interesting.
good flash.
Yeah, for sure. It's a ton of damage. I don't know how much I like burning flash like that, but I guess he doesn't want to stand or tower and lose so much shield. So not the end of the world, of course. I feel like the time is early enough, but Mothra is in the top lane and is catching a little bit of a whiff of Purphy's BO right now.
He's sniffing him.
He's sniffing him.
Yeah, it
He's in the
does
top lane. Oh,
definitely
in
feel
the-
bad that we had to use
he's
that.
stuck in the rage cage. Purphy's trying to get that W knocked
nice
off, but
fear.
not quite. A good fear from Mothra. They're getting first blood for FreeSM.
Yeah, it's all from using that flash from before. I think he put himself in an awkward spot where he used W and then he was sitting under tower, so kind of had to feel like he used flash. Else he might have been taking a bit more damage and he needed to trade back some damage. But that flash was unfortunate.
Yeah, Flash is unfortunate. Delta's gonna get chunked out though on the run back,
worse
but
for Perfy.
yeah, it's all green though in those kinds of trades because Delta's just gonna TP back in a better spot anyway. So,
Oh,
just
he looked for the
barely.
cancel. That would have been really good.
That would have been huge. Good way to get back in for Perfy, but not quite gonna get it. So, keeping the wave frozen, or not frozen, but on the side top lane to dodge his forward gank.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what you have to do. Try to scrounge for scraps. It's really just the top layer thing. Oh, I made one mistake. There goes my game.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
Whoops. Flash out of the rage. Flash out of the baby cage. It's time to lose.
Yeah. Oh,
The
but Perfy
minions-
still has an XP advantage, so...
Ooh,
Oh, but
bit of a
Mothra's here.
shit. Yeah, Mothra's
Perfect
also here,
hit.
getting caught in the rage cage again. Doesn't have the flash and burn haymaker a little too early. That Fear's gonna just signal the death flags for Perfy, and that's 0-2 real quick and 2-0 for Mothra and
Man.
FreeSM.
Yeah, they're brutalizing the fact that Perfy both use flash and TP. This is really doomed. I like how Delta also stepped back because he knew Set had Conquer stacked up, so he just let Mothra do his thing and helped out at the end.
For sure. See, I keep calling the Yorick E or like the cage is all different names because Fire Cage should be like the Rage or Baby Cage because it looks like a crib.
Yeah.
But Boomstick's here in chat telling me it's the Onion for Yorick. I don't know. I don't quite know how I could work that in, but
I guess just because you have to punch it so many times.
When I think about the Onion, I think about the funny troll news articles that are made.
the actual Onion.
Yeah, the Onion. Those things are great.
It's got layers.
It's got
Like-
layers.
True.
I mean, it more looks like a graveyard to me.
Ogres.
I'm pretty sure that's like what the aesthetic is, kind of. No? But
No, he's totally not like a gravedigger at all. No,
yeah,
no.
that's totally
No
like
graveyard
not
themes.
his aesthetic or anything, right? Like, damn.
He's on the
Perfy's still
graves.
up a level, but that's because, yeah, we're up XP just because these minions haven't died.
Yeah. Just chilling right now. Both lanes are still pretty even in top lane. That's where all the action's been going on. Not really a CS lead in the bot lane. 10 for the mid lane, so nothing quite too real. But SimJim is going to be able to claim those first set of grubs for PC Delta, and actually going to find that hook in onto Mothra. Mothra getting locked up by this Leona and a move. Combo the CC's too much, and that's going to be Mothra falling. Modlock trying to continue the fight with the Spirit Rush, and that's going to be all the ultimates used from PC Delta, and 2 kills and the grubs claimed from them. A good return pick from those early ganks.
Yeah. We had the wave push in so Perfy could roam. I'm curious if what the comms were there about Perfy being off map for top lane. Oh, here comes the maiden.
Yeah, his wife is trying to put in damage, but York's actually kind of getting messed up a little bit by this set. He is going to fall a little low. Actually, gonna flash forward. Delta finding the kill with the bonk. And actually going to try and turn this kill onto SimJim. SimJim going to be one shot. The flash isn't going to work. The Warwick follow going to kill him. And 2 kills back for FreeSM. A little bit of a kind of overstay from PC Delta.
That's tragic.
Yep. The Warwick Q following flash always feels like an absolute tragedy when that happens. Really. But getting eaten all up and Delta living on 1 HP has to feel terrible. We also use our flash and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, the Yorick split push is gonna hopefully kick in for FreeSM. That's what they're pretty much relying on to buy pressure and space for them. So
yeah.
Ooh, Fel trying to go for something. I respect it. Not gonna quite land that W, but no harm, no foul. Lost in the bot lane there, as they're staying pretty even in this kind of doomsday matchup for them.
Genos in chat with the regular show reference. Muscle Man.
I am not. Nope, not gonna do a Muscle Man impression. Don't need to. Not today. Not enough liquor in the world right now. Oh, Fel getting locked up with that Rakan matchup is going to actually put him in a good spot. Fel trying to get on a console. Console's going to try and flash out and burn Barry to try and keep himself alive. But a good return play from FreeSM and a nice attempt from PC Delta. But you're down on 6 on that Leona there, so not a good timer.
It can. I feel like it always can feel a little bit hard to get on top of Rakan if he has E up. He's just kind of slippery. We end up using it's kind of unfortunate that we used barrier and flash while Fel used only flash.
Yeah.
So it's got to feel a little bit more vulnerable for console C now.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little precarious, but Quirky did have to take kind of an off back timer, so gonna drop a little bit of a wave here. Not the end of the world for either member, but just that little advantage on flash is gonna come in here with this dragon coming up in 1 minute, so could be something big.
Yep. A little bit of a CS lead in mid for FreeSM, a little bit of a CS lead in bot for console to be expected. CS lead in top, but it's kind of like whatever.
It's not real.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it doesn't
Perfy's...
really exist. Damn, that damage.
Yeah, this York is hurting so much. Certain some of the fears.
Oh!
Actually, Perfy with a good flash, but just to his death, but a trade back and a shutdown for Perfy, losing his flash, but a good little bit of an outplay there to get something out of nothing.
Yeah, that was nice. I like the fact that he just committed to it once he felt like he overstepped.
Eli, you've earned Bonkers sub. Do you wanna tell him?
There's not Bonkers. It's Boomy.
For Boomy's love, my bad.
I'll love you for 30 days, Boomy, because you have subbed to the Valhalla. We love you.
Yeah, thanks, Bonkers.
You're my favorite inter.
You're my favorite inter.
Damn, can I take it back? I'm sorry.
He was gassing you up for a second, and then you had to bring him down. What the hell?
He loves dying, though. I thought he loved dying.
My bad.
It's probably my fault. He wants to take it back.
Unlucky.
He didn't want his appreciation noted, just like how FreeSM is kind of sneaking by with this dragon, except it's on the ward, so not really sneaking away with it, but dropping the 6 grubs.
Sneaking it in plain sight.
Yes. They're in the cardboard box right now, walking in front of everybody.
Snake!
I'm
Snake!
sorry, Boomy. Maybe if your Twitch name matched your league name, I wouldn't get confused.
I'd feel maybe a little bit scared here in top. Ooh, I like Warwick running up here.
I've also been consuming a little bit, unlike my other casters.
They have 4 people sitting
I
top.
might get some. I might get
Are they
some
gonna
wine
do
later.
something? Ooh, that might be a good idea. I already have a little bit of wine in me.
Hmm.
Are they gonna actually do something here? We have Warwick. I'm glad Warwick rotated to this.
Yeah, Warwick's
Oh.
here for this fight, but Simjim's gonna land a good curse this Admummy, getting followed up with
Oh.
a solar flare, and that's gonna be Delta Centaria falling
Nice.
alongside Mothra, and a 2-for-0 for PC Delta. Hawkeye
Oh, we
six-pack
gonna redive
has
this?
TP'd. Yeah, they're gonna try and redive Hawkeye here. He burned the Brandle, trying to get something out of nothing. Flash forward onto Modlock, trying to find nothing at all but that brand passive ticking. Only gonna find one on that return kill, but he created something out of nothing. But I don't quite know if that TP was so late, personally.
Yeah, the TP was late, and then we used Flash and our TP. I feel like that kind of feels bad. It doesn't feel worth. I feel like we just probably should have pushed out mid lane, try to get plating instead. That's
this
just
dive- This dive needed to happen bot side, and Caitlyn still didn't have flash. We have that time, so overall a huge win for PC Delta. I mean, they're going even on an early game ish team. You got that Caitlyn, you got that set, but they have so many options when it comes to late game fights that I don't think they mind being like slightly worse in the scale.
Yeah, and catapults them into an actual like gold lead, not just like a couple hundred, like an actual making a slight difference in inventory, like an extra long sword or something, extra boots, resistances, stuff like that. But
Yeah, ooh, close charm there.
yeah, we used a lot. Well, actually, well,
I mean, they
I
used a
think the
lot,
best
but it's
thing
up
they did-
already.
they used. I was actually more thinking Hawkeye used a lot of resources, like sums.
Yeah.
But the great thing about PC Delta is they didn't use that many sums.
That was
but
caught out. Just barely
Plays
dodging out that
Rakan.
trap. Has the playing Rakan there. Going to try and use that Grand Entrance and the little bit of dance and charm them, but not quite able to lock them down. Console C under the tower. Dark Harvest
Leona.
also able to make it out. Leona tanky moment as the bot lane from PC Delta is going to dodge a very, very precarious gank.
Yeah.
Oh,
We had to
a
use our
rookie from
barrier,
Mamba.
but I don't really think that feels
That
that bad.
No, that's not bad at all. And
Oh,
actually,
we're
Dark Harvest wants to
engaging.
smoke. Modlock is bot lane here. All they need to do is live, but there's a fight also top lane. So we're gonna cast 2 fights at once. Perfy gonna try and land a haymaker. Actually gonna demolish Delta. Modlock in the bot side. Looks like this fight just kind of turned into a nothing burger. Both Mothra and Modlock pretty low. So was Dark Harvest, but he entered that fight pretty low. So we just missed a little bit of something there bot lane, but no play in a huge advantage on that cross map play for PC Delta.
Yeah, I feel like PC Delta is definitely losing on that bot lane play, but winning on the top lane play. We end up losing Console C's flash and Ari's flash, which we did. I feel like we didn't see either of those. But man, that Ari was so close to dying. It's crazy.
Yeah, she just barely getting out by the skin of her teeth, but
Yeah.
not too bad personally, because you're moving the jungler top side. So looks like that's going to be Simjim starting up that Herald, and he takes it pretty quick with that. Leandre's already finished. And it's speaking of which, already gone 14-minute Herald, and Double Grub is going to be huge. Hawkeye caught out in the mid lane. The charm's going to land thanks to Leona stun. Hawkeye doesn't have flash. Going to try and Brand ult his way out of it. Modlock's super low. The brain damage is huge. Delta Centauri going to be able to help the brand claim that kill. Dark Harvest is going to be a sacrificial lamb for the dogs of FreeSM.
Damn, that looked good, but Brand was able to get his damage off.
That was a lot of CC. Very nicely
Yeah.
layered by them.
Oh yeah.
Just
Huge play
barely
from
wasn't
them.
enough. If
Oh, Simjim
Brand-
caught out. A little bit of damage. They're going to be locked up by that Warwick ult, flashing out
jeez.
to make his way out.
Oh,
Fell
nice
over
flash
the wall, going to lock up
follow.
Simjim. That's going to be Simjim falling just barely. They're going to be able to block this
Block, yeah.
headshot from Caitlyn and keep Mothra alive. There's a lot of
Yeah.
fighting going on. Personally, it feels like
a lot of fighting.
it's like bursts. They'll like fight for a minute and a half, and then they'll chill for a little bit, and then just like get back up to. But it doesn't ever really feel like it's timed with objectives too well.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like the best way to play is timing it with waves and objectives. It just feels like we're sometimes fighting to fight. I mean that sometimes we catch out people positionally, but
Yeah, some important things down, right? Is that it's that the big thing for me is that Recon ult and Flash are down before this can be so hard for FreeSM to navigate, right?
yeah. It's like, oh, I kind of would have liked to see Perfy back, because I'm pretty sure he should have a decent amount in his inventory. I feel like we should have TP'd straight up. We should have backed, reset first, and played slow.
Yeah, it looks like Hawkeye's
Do
caught
they want to
nothing.
take this?
Yeah, they want it. Brandle's gonna chunk him down a lot. Dark Harvest might actually fall. The Rakan gonna guarantee it. Black and Blue find that kill into Dark Harvest, but the lock up that dive from PC Delta is just gonna shred FreeSM. Black and Blue barely making it out, limping. That's gonna be Dragon as well for PC Delta. 2 kills, 2 for 1. Who cares if the support dives or the fight's a win?
Yeah, beautiful execution by Amumu and Set there. That Curse of the Sad Mummy getting 3 into the Setar. I don't know what the Setar name is, so unfortunate. But
Oh, I used to remember it. Wait. I only remember Haymaker. I remember Haymaker and Facebreaker, and it's because he says Facebreaker when he uses it. Showstopper?
is that what it's called? Okay, Showstopper.
Oh, that would have been
yeah.
such a good call. Fuck.
Oh man, yeah, that was quite
That's
the
such a-
showstopper for
that
PC
was.
Delta.
Yeah. See, thanks for doing it. Fell locking up Simja, but he's tanky enough on the Zamumu now, so not quite gonna be too bothered
Herald
by it.
Shield.
Yeah, Herald Shield smile. My friend told me I run like Malphite today. Should I thank him?
I think he's saying you're rock solid.
I
don't
think
know.
he's saying you're rock solid, yeah. You just gotta hit him with the Malphite ult. If you run like Malphite, you could totally Malphite ult. Just
Hit him with the
it.
banana combo.
Yeah, hit him with the banana combo.
Just lean forward really hard.
Throw cheese wheels at him.
Rock hard after that Shrek. Okay, boomstick. Fall down.
Jeez.
I time it at my desk whenever I have Malphite ult to help it. Yeah, it does more damage when you do that.
It's like when you're dodging in video games. It works. Come on.
Yeah, like when you used to play racing games, you'd kind of move around the controller as well. Unless
Oh,
you were
yeah.
playing on Wii, in which case it actually worked.
Bro, yeah, when I'm playing Rocket League and I'm flying upside down, I make sure I'm looking at the screen upside down.
You flip around real quick.
Ooh.
It's just, oh yeah, this set's kind of hurting in the bot lane, but Delta Centauri also does a long range Warwick ult there, but the Showstopper dragging
nice
everyone in
flash.
there. Solo player's gonna just barely miss, but Dark Harvest still in there, and that's gonna be Console C claiming everyone. Modlock trying to get these resets on the Spirit Rush, claim the down. Delta Centauri, the ace in the hole from Caitlyn, chunking him. Black and Blue's gonna be falling to the Samumu eventually. The bandage toss, not quite needed. Hawkeye though, is gonna get Facebreaker back in the team, and there's the bandage toss from a Mumu and the Haymaker from Set on and Perfy. Just demolishing 4 for nothing for PC Delta.
Yeah, I feel like Perfy played that really well. The flash, I mean the R into the wall, like I don't know who he R'd back into them, but I think it might have been Warwick.
I think it
What was it,
was
Sal?
Delta.
Was it-
I think it was yours.
It was York.
Okay, it's Warwick. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it-
And then he
is it actually
flashed
hurt?
over the wall instantly. It was really nice because he was already low HP, and his team was able just to like absolutely clean up because we have Ari right behind us. It was really well played by him.
it's also been really well played by Perfy for all the ganks he was getting hit by from Mothra early, and he's still just kind of demolishing in this lane despite Delta being on Triforce, where that's what York kind of wants, where he wants to be that side lane threat, so he's playing it really well and still being that nuisance.
Yeah.
But I feel like the longer this goes on, even though my gut tells me York's supposed to do better into it, this set has so much of an advantage from eating all of those ganks, and just surviving through it and getting all that gold. He's chilling in this 1v1 now, and he's kind of breaking this matchup, and it's putting a little bit of a wrench into FreeSM's plans.
Yeah. It feels like. I think that's all like what ends up happening in like the top lane range. It's like, oh man. Whenever that happens to me, I'm like, oh my god. Well, I'm just him or something like that. When I'm doing that well against ganks, and I'm just like, okay, all I need to do is farm and just like play for item power spikes and just try to play my trades out well. And it seems like Perfy's been playing it out pretty well this entire time. So even with all the pressure that's like that he's gotten from the junglers.
Yeah, he's soaked a ton of pressure, so not too terrible.
My
from
favorite
him,
top.
but, yeah, no, keep going.
My favorite top laner saying, no, my favorite top laner saying is, top lane diff is just a jungle diff.
Oh, that whole one.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah, top diff is jungle diff is mid diff is like sub diff, and sub
Yeah.
diff is AD diff is team diff, something like that.
Yeah, something
The
like
whole
that.
saying.
Yeah, it has
Almost.
steps to it.
It's got all the steps. In short, blame your entire team, not yourself. You're never the problem, sweetie.
Exactly. There we go. Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Black and Blue getting caught up by Harvest is going to flash his way out of there, but that's flash blown for Corki 3 seconds before this dragon is up. Simjim caught on this Amumu there, not able to get the curse to him off at the right time, forced to flash out himself, but Mothra getting chunked out from the ace in the hole. Fell caught on this Rakan, forced to flash out himself. FreeSM is just getting torn apart by PC Delta. Dark Harvest tanking up the York now. It's a 1v1v1v1 from FreeSM, and they're just getting absolutely demolished from this. But Simjim is still caught out in the Dragon Pit, so that should be Dragon
is
for.
taking our base.
Oh yeah, Perfy's taking the base in the meantime.
Guys.
Simjim was in that drag pit for a little while. I'm like, what's he doing?
Yeah, he was just kind of chilling there. He's probably waiting for his cooldowns and a new fight angle, and then Perfy's just gonna call. Hey guys, I'm winning the game, by the way.
I think taking the tower to sacrifice
the
the
Haymaker
life is
off.
fun. If he gets the Haymaker off, I think he can get tower. Possibly, because he can
I
empower.
just want to see how much damage he did.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's always kind of both satisfying if you're on the team set and terrifying if you're against the set to see how much that middle part of the Haymaker does.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mini game that I like to play. Is how much damage can this set do, and the gold difference from the split pushing out the set is definitely showing up. He isn't quite the entire gold lead. I feel like a lot of it's actually a Mumu more so than anything else, but
Yeah.
just a massive advantage here for
AD and support
PC
also
Delta.
having slight gold leads, which add up a bit.
Yeah, they don't quite mean any. It's like a dagger difference.
Yeah, exactly.
We can see in their inventory, but
It's not
nothing
really
too
there,
terrible.
but
He'll hit a Yapatron 5000. Hey man, that's why it's the Yapcast.
damn, bro. I'm gonna stay silent just for you, Genos.
Oh no, the Zoomer's trying to be quiet.
It'll last for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. We'll get him out. We'll make him break out in a second. Sit on my tailbone if I had it. I had him on my team. Oh no way. This vision though is pretty shallow from both teams. I feel like if you're on PC Delta, you should be able to get this mid shove or some lane shove and get some pretty big vision advantage. But besides that blue ward there, probably placed by Perfy, there is no vision advantage as Seth's gonna win the 1v1 against Maiden here.
And he's down 2 levels.
Now.
The wild thing.
Yeah, he's down 2 levels and going pretty much even, but Delta was able to
Sustain.
wait out the Haymaker, but the
Oh.
sustain from Perfy and the flash forward is going to be a solo dolo for Perfy onto Delta Centaria. That's huge. That's bot tier 2. That's going to be all of FreeSM forced to move away from this Baron.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Perfy has put all that money into his fist and is punching him with his wallet.
He's got the wallet knuckles, not the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
They're covered
It
in
just
coins.
gets worse and worse. It hurts more and more each time.
Yeah, he is missing a lot of his ability to frontline right now, so I don't quite know how much
He does have
FreeSM's
TP.
worried. He's got the TP to reset and do something, but it looks like they're rushing over to this Baron. They know they have this advantage, but they don't have any deep vision, so could be a concern. This could be, if you're here for FreeSM, this is your turn. This is your opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like I would have liked to see Perfy reset and use our TP, because then we can just turn on Baron here.
Oh,
But
Black and Blue's caught out. The Curse of Sadamami not going to quite
Nice
come
W.
out. Fell trying to save up his 80 carry.
Healing.
Looks like he's just going to be able to do it. Yeah, he's healing. He's running. Bandit Shot's going to miss in the meantime, but that's all of
Ooh,
the
nice
tools. Fell
blind
caught out.
charm.
Blind Charm from Modlock, finding the pick they need to take this Baron. Hawkeye
That's
trying to
clean.
trade something back, but he's just going to barely dodge out on that Charm and landing some poke, but it's not needed at all. That's going to be a PC Delta Baron, right?
surely.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah,
which
that
one's- I
was
don't actually know.
that was a disgusting blind charm.
Perfy just knew he didn't need the back because he's set, so he has Garen passive without the cooldown.
Oh, that's true. That's true. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. What an idiot.
I do
Stupid
kind
casters,
of.
am I right?
Yeah, stupid. We're both stupid. Just like how this Baron is still warded by both teams and no one has actually sniffed it out quite yet. FreeSM's trying to contest it. It is 2,000. That's going to be the smite.
Oh.
We're trying to find the steal. The Leonard's going to go white, but the Charm is going to take him down. That's Mothra, but the Brand ult is demolishing PC Delta. Perfy is low. Sim Jim is dead. Dark Harvest is dead. The turn is fine. The turn might turn good here. Black Blue is trying to play his max range here on this set. Should be caught out. Could play Heroics. The Showstopper is up. Going to take that Rakan out, but he's just going to get shoveled into the back of the head by Delta.
Yeah. I think if we had, I'm not sure if we had the Sterix at that point on the back, but if we could have backed and had Sterix as set and been full HP, I feel like that fight goes significantly different.
Oh yeah. I think they 100% could have turned regardless on that bandage toss onto Rakan, the first one.
Yeah.
Just below red buff, because like I know you're worried about him pressing your buttons, but if you just layer it right, he's gonna blow up. Worst case, the Rakan, the primary engage tool that's been used by FreeSM this entire game, is now out of the fight. So not quite good, but the flashes are blown from the bot lane from PC Delta. Is there anything else important gone?
Sorry. I feel like so we got.
TPs.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You can do it.
Yeah, we have still have the TP, so I feel like that should just be on the opposite side. I mean, honestly, in his backup, we could play for top side, but playing on drag side is probably safe since we most likely just want our set who's has a lot of our money, a decent amount of our gold diff with us. So the minions in top side are pushing, and most of our flashes on FreeSM are up. This is to get to Soul Point. We used our flash on our main carry for Caitlyn, which can be a little bit concerning in my mind.
Yeah, the Rakan does have flash. This engage needs to happen now from FreeSM. They're going to try, but that's just going to be Soul Point claim.
The TP top.
Yeah, the TP top looks like that's going to try to end this game. All you have to do
Nice.
PC Dolls is just end the game. That's a good charm and a good catch onto Black and Blue on that Corki. Leona ult the Solar Flare, locking up Mothra. Mothra is just going to try and claim this kill onto Leona, but who cares if the support dies? They're barely going to live. Stim Jim with a Curse of the Sad Mummy in the backline. That's going to be sealing the fate for FreeSM. The Showstopper used from Perfy trying to get this kill onto Delta Centaria is going to fall, but that should, I mean, in theory, that should be the game, but maybe PC Delta is just going to take it slow.
Yeah, it would seem we're taking it slow. That was really well played. We end up abusing the top lane minion stack. We end up just TPing onto it, getting inhib plus Nexus Tower and win fight. I mean, that just sounds so good. Plus drag. I don't know. That sounds hard winning. Now this game feels a lot more blown open. Still possible angles for FreeSM, but it feels like with the classic Amumu team fighting, can feel a little bit suffocating at times.
Yeah, it's so hard to approach any fight because the great thing with this Leandri's Amumu is that not only after 2 items is he impossible to kill, he's also able to just completely half health virtually every champion in the game. So it's awesome.
Tanks are balanced, guys.
Yeah, tanks are balanced, guys. Well, he doesn't build a tank item at first, so of course he has to have really high AP ratios, but still that's the big advantage and why we see Mumu drafted so often is because of that damage he offers.
Very consistent.
Yeah, very it's consistent, it's a strong engage, it's long range, and it's been putting in work a lot for PC Delta here.
Yeah, what do you think the ways that FreeSM can get back into this?
I mean, it's all the split push, and it's just not falling for those fights because you can't really approach fights head on because you're just gonna get demolished by this Ahri Leona and Caitlyn, and you just need this York to win on the side lane, but he is caught out in the moment. Perfy's gonna miss that true damage on the Haymaker. Out. He's gonna try and Showstopper here to lock him down.
Sterix as well.
Yeah, the Sterix is gonna keep him alive for so long. The TP is gonna get actually stopped there. Dark Harvest though in the mid lane is gonna die, but he died for a good cause. Burnt Hawkeye's TP there, so all in all, 1-for-1 for both teams.
I'd say that's worth, because I think that TP gets off. It's possible that they could have ended up turning. I'm not sure what time it was. Oh,
Warwick found
Mothra.
console. a good cleanse, I think, used from console. They're able to get out of that somehow. Mothra's gonna try and run him down with that as the Warwick, but just kited out. Console though so low. We saw Ari Modlock Ari in the backline there, just gonna die alone and on his own. Perfy though now at this fight, just a little late, so not gonna quite offer a whole lot other than just more gold collection.
Who's working on the bot tower in the meantime?
This feels like feeling pretty rough. And then the supers are coming in. We have Dragon 130, and our teleport got canceled. That just feels kind of bad.
Yeah, it's so hard to approach. And your other primary damage being black and blue on this.
Oh no, he failed the W.
The Valkyrie.
Oh, he got deleted.
The haymaker.
There's just a stain on the floor for where Corky was. He's no longer there anymore. This set's online with God. I wish I remember what that item was called.
Overlord's
Overlord's Bloodmail.
Yeah.
That's the set item.
Used to be a Twisted Tree line item.
Can't wait for that to come back. Oh wait, I think they canceled it.
Unlucky.
I'm
So
I
depressing.
feel like they did.
Getting a free Baron here. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
This has to.
we don't
Third
really
time's
have
a charm, right? This
boards.
has to be end.
Yeah, it has
Oh.
to be end. I think this is the only time where
Perfy?
FreeSM might actually try to go for something because there's no vision.
Yeah,
and
they're trying to burst. Yeah, they're trying to burst out Perfy.
Oh my god!
Holy.
Yeah, they're trying to burst out Perfy, but he's so tanky on the set. They didn't even proc the Sterix gauge. That's Mothra gone 20 seconds before this dragon. We didn't even need to talk about what's missing. There's no jungler for this dragon. This should be third time's a charm. This should be the game from PC Delta.
Yeah. We should just be pushing, I think, honestly, with this.
Yep, as 5. Just
Yeah,
running
'cause
it down
we just-
some lane.
Especially since Yorick is overextended, and we can at least get his TP out and get, I think, bot inhib.
Yeah,
and
you
then
always
we
want
can
to
go
base
drag,
race
or we can,
with
or we can
Baron in
just
this
get drag
situation.
instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabbing the soul.
Yeah, they're being so
grabbing
safe,
the soul is
but
like the consistent way, but I feel like we could have gotten inhib into drag because there's no way they can get it underneath
but you
us.
could just end it. You could just end the game.
Yeah, we could just end. Yeah, that's true.
You've got showstopper still. You've got everything in your arsenal up. Now you're losing. You're costing towers. You're losing the good wave spots they had. Looks
York
like we're gonna be
a little
able to
caught out.
claim York. He's a little caught out, pretty tanky, but the Soulfur is gonna queue up.
No one's
Nice
nearby.
and locked up. Get that bandage toss landed. Not gonna even need Curse of the Sad Mummy. So they've still got that important team fight ult.
Yep. Only had to use the Leonar too. Your life was only worth one Leonar, sir.
Now they're looking to walk it down.
Yeah. Now this time, fourth time's a charm. They're gonna try and end mid lane here.
Surely they
Surely.
ended this time. Flash for flash.
Flash
Oh,
for
jeez.
flash, good. Oh, Xenoplay's gonna go wide. Mako gonna have to Zanya's, but
nice
the Caitlyn
charm.
just absolutely assassinating this Corky. The face breaker gonna catch
Oh my
out
God.
the brand as well. FreeSM is falling. Mothra locked up on the Warwick is just gonna fall finally. And that is PC Delta going 1 up against the first seed, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a fourth,
PC Delta and Console C headshotting FreeSM.
fourth seed against first seed for the series. And we'll see the post-game lobby here. Perfy, despite getting ganked a lot early, getting huge in that top lane, top
All that gold.
in the game, still farming up like a beast. Says, keep ganking me, I dare you.
True. Absorbing all that pressure. And then, man, I can't imagine how much damage he did to structures. It must have been pretty insane.
Man, if I could look at it, I would sure tell you.
I know it's a screenshot. That's why I'm saying if
only.
only.
Probably a lot, but definitely like a silent performer would be Perfy, but I also feel like the Simgem on the Zamumu just made it so much easier to play these team fights as PC Delta because he was in that backline locking down 2 consistently with that Amumu and just surviving through all of it, especially in some pretty important team fights around dragons. So pretty good performance, and he would pretty much him and Him and Perfy 100% would be my MVPs for this game here.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
I'll,
agree.
I'll still give a shout out to literally everyone else. I think they all played
Yeah.
fantastic. Modlock, awesome in that mid lane. Didn't get a bunch of kills, but set up a bunch of them with those charms and ults. Console, unkillable in
Yeah.
that game. Positioning and dealing that damage on that Dark Harvest. Hitting a lot of really clutch ults and engages on that Leona. Just overall, really well played game 1 from PC Delta. We'll have to see if FreeSM can bring it back in this game number 2 to try to make it to those finals as the number 1 seed.
Yeah, console going 8-0 and 3. Caster said, not good enough.
Try
I'm
harder,
kidding.
buddy.
Try harder. No, but console's always, at least for PC when I've watched them, seems to be a pretty, a rock for PC Delta. Always
Yeah.
kind of just there, making sure he's not positioned himself in too aggressive of a manner. Always consistently doing damage.
For
Just
sure.
feels like very, very consistent. So.
Are there any adjustments you guys
Yeah.
could think of before we look into draft game number 2 for FreeSM to try to get them a better draft for trying to take back the series?
I mean, to keep it like really, really quick, it's just getting another frontline that's going to be there with the team. I like York a lot, but how we've seen FreeSM thrive is moving Delta down into these team fights. So I want to see him on something that can be at these team fights and also be a split push threat, whereas York just doesn't do that.
Yeah, I think I said something along the lines when they're drafting and we were on R5. I was like, our team feels a little squishy. I feel like we need some tankiness. And when they picked Yorick, I was tentative about it. I just feel like we just need a bit more beef, a little bit of a beefcakes up in top lane, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely fits better stylistically in my mind.
Yorick isn't like not beefy. It's just he very much wants to be alone. But Perfy was playing really well with the set to still beat him in that side lane, so it made Yorick feel bad. But yeah, let's see how they change it up as we jump into draft for game number 2.
Yeah, it's more of a set feels good in team fights, I think.
Yep.
In comparison. Sorry.
Ooh,
Rambling.
all good. So we're running back into this. It looks like FreeSim's going to be is taking out that Swain, so they're probably just not as practice on as they'd like. So they're taking that out on blue side, most likely meaning that they're going to want to be targeting that Amumu, unless PC Delta bans it. And if we get rid of that champion, it always feels like it's easier to pilot. Syndra being a pretty consistent modlock ban. So
Well,
huge respect.
the Syndra's for Hawkeye, I believe. And
Okay. Oops.
Syndra.
Ah, my
Trippin'.
me tripping. Good thing there's ads running, so we can only talk to our subs right now.
I know, am I
Only the
right?
subs get the exclusive me messing up content.
Yep, no way for Modlock.
Yeah, no way for Modlock, and there's the Amumu that just seems so pivotal last game.
Shocked Pikachu face. First pick of Mumu.
No way, Valhalla and B1 Amumu wouldn't be us.
Literally. Ooh, hitting him with
Jin,
the Jin.
yeah, Jin opens up a lot of opportunities.
I feel like it keeps it a little bit open.
Also, one of the champs Console C really likes.
Mhm.
Oh man, what was the game that I saw? He popped off on Jin on a game that I saw, and he was deathless, and kind of one of the reasons why they won that game. I forget what the game was or who he was against. But...
I think again, that's one against my team.
Oh wait,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
no, you're right. It was the Furry Fury. It was Furry Fury versus PC Delta.
I swear you mention that like every week.
Every
My
time
bad.
we're casting console, it's like, oh yeah, console ripped apart someone. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, Furry Fury wasn't memorable enough, apparently.
Yes. Let's
I'm gonna get a
silently
ticket for
make fun of
that.
our producer.
My bad, my bad. Don't
My
ticket
bad,
me,
my bad.
hell. It's a joke.
But two pretty big picks here. Hecarim is a like iconic Sim Gym champion. He's played it a lot in solo queue. He's pretty successful in season 3 and season 4. So he's back to a comfort pick, and Volibear is the Delta champion, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean it is obviously a possible flex, but it's most likely a Delta. I think they just early round it so that the other team might think it's a possible flex. But
Mhm.
definitely see it most likely going on to Delta. I do prefer early rounding it because then we make it a lot more. We can play more mind games in draft to try and get advantages.
Yeah,
We
you can definitely play it, and Fells has played that Amumu support before, and it's a pretty good option into this Leona that's also picked up. The Jin Leona is a pretty iconic duo. Um, so
unlikely, but still there.
yeah, but it's still not it's not bad. Just as like a flex reminder, but as we can see, FreeSM's taking out top lane bans. So looks like they're wanting to try and get top. They're taking out Cassante and Vex, so two pretty power picks for PC Delta. And in the meantime, two support or flex options also taken
Sending
out.
hope.
Yeah, Shen's an interesting pick to me personally.
Yeah, I haven't played against enough Shen. I've heard rumors that the champ is pretty strong right now, but I have not played. Shen's just not that played of a champ, but he does have a lot of map pressure with his R's. Really nice, super helpful for a team. We just need to make sure we're very aware of our teammates, and which top players being aware of their teammates sounds kind of oxymoronic because top players
Yeah.
are so focused on their lane.
That's why I can't play Shin.
But it does rely on you like not being able to get something with CC, and it looks like this Volibear is going top lane, so he is gonna have the Shen is gonna have to hold his W the entire time if he's gonna want to get an ult off, or he has to drop waves, and that's gonna be a pretty big telltale sign for where he's going. But the Braum Kog'Maw being picked up as an iconic Western bot lane, and I think it's one of the stronger bot lanes that could have been picked out of what was left over, especially with the Lulu taken away. And Vygar's a Hawkeye champion, just like through and through.
Yeah, it feels like our team fight from FreeSM is better than
Oh yeah,
PC Delta. We have the
it's
Amumu into like Cog is always just a powerhouse damage dealer. Vagar Baby Cage, Braum R E. Yeah. Sorry.
it's also just like much easier to pilot compared to last game, and it looks like PC Delta kind of overcooked a little bit with the Orianna pickup because it's a strong champion. We've been seeing so much success on it throughout Worlds, but they're trying to run the Nocturne Ori combo with Hecarim, and what ends up happening is you just lack the range that Nocturne does, and you lack as much. It's just not as fast, and so the timing's all weird, and it just kind of narrows your execution even more. But if PC Delta is able to land it, oh my god, is that such a terrifying team fight? But it's just such a high bar.
Yeah, it's definitely the the level of execution feels a little bit harder for PC Delta than it does for FreeSM, which I think is always a good thing, is making your comp as easy as possible to operate as you're talking about. And like you could do like, oh yeah, we're throwing in the Hecarim, we slap that Shenar on it, we throw on that Orianna R, but the Orianna R slightly mistimed, we missed the R, and then they could burst through the shield and kill Hecarim, or depending on like where the fight is, if it's like over a wall or something, and all Ori can do is R, and she misses it, then Hecarim and Shen might just be straight up dead. And while we do have some help from Jin, a bit further range, it's gonna feel a little bit harder because you're gonna have to hit your skill shots. It's not like guaranteed damage.
Yeah.
If that
It
makes
feels
sense.
like it feels like they reversed their comps. Kind of like the ideas where like PC Delta, they have in theory a super duper strong team fight, but they have to be even or ahead at points where they have losing matchups at times, and they have to be in such a good spot, and then they have to execute. Where FreeSM's like, okay, did Kog'Maw land slow? Did Braum land Q? Did Amumu land Q? Did Vigar land Cage? Okay, go dogpile that guy. And like PC Delta is like or Hecarim has to set up something, or you can Leo alt, but it's just Leo alt. Everything
Yeah.
else then has to like land on top of that, and it's just so hard. So I think to me it's a FreeSM in terms of what I favor in draft.
Yeah, I also feel like it's gonna be a little bit harder for as long as the Braum is in team fights and we have everybody within our team fight. It's gonna be harder for Jin to pick people off because we have Braum Shield. Braum Shield just as obviously it depends on how the team fights play out, but The Braum shield just makes it really annoying for Jhin to operate, because he just blocks so much damage and makes it so much easier.
But I think we should be good unless you have any thoughts you want to add on Hailstorm. We should be good to get into this game.
We're all good
to
to
the next
go.
one.
My son apparently woke up, so he's
Uh-huh.
demanding my attention. But we'll send it on in for game number 2.
Baby
Hello,
diff.
hello, mini Hailstorm.
I bet he's gonna be an even better top laner.
Oh, for sure. I'm washed.
Yeah, he's gonna gap you. 3 action time and everything. Holy,
Already does.
can't imagine.
Oh, personally, the same thing I mentioned at the start of last game is both these teams do seem to be 5-winning, but FreeSM has the option to do stuff with the Amumu and with the Braum, and I feel like it's just such a waste to elect to not do anything. And something else important that a certain someone would know that I've talked about with them is kind of autoing wave first in this Kog'Maw, because you're in a kill lane against the Jhin Leona, but you can get advantage early if you're just able to auto wave faster. But that's pretty much all I want to see from Kog'Maw. Otherwise, nothing else I think is really going to happen this early game.
Yeah, and even like volley usually starts the anyways, and as you're talking about, like we have Braum and we have Amumu, so like volley E can follow up on what they do. So our invade is actually not bad, and we don't have to level up abilities that feel bad for our lane.
Mhm.
So it would have been nice. It's always nice. I feel like when a team understands that they have a level 1 advantage, and that just means they have more information, and they can like go for wards and stuff like that, and they can play off of that information, give some small advantages.
And
And I
turn it
feel like
into
any
war.
information, yeah, any little
That's true.
advantage
Make sure to
always
swap
sends
around the
you
teams.
trouble.
It's still PC
Ye-
Delta is in fact not blue side and is up a game on FreeSM.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
hang
no,
on.
there you go. You're fine. You're getting kid diffed. It's okay.
I had to get my kid
Oh, that was
upstairs
a
safely.
little bit of a
All good.
trade.
A little bit of a trade. Just gotta
Top lane trading.
let it be known we see it too, and we're fixing it right now.
Hey, everyone in the chat,
for a
calm
little-
your titties.
All good. No one in chat
Whoa!
knows that it's okay. They were
Generous.
they're enjoying the in-houses hopefully at this moment, but
I
the
hope
late night
so.
Friday stream's going crazy right now. Chat's
It
moving
do
so
go brr.
fast.
It's wild.
It's coming so
You guys,
fast.
calm down in the chat. We can't even read you all.
We're
Oh my god.
talking to the voices.
The voices are winning!
I know.
They're always winning.
You know who else is winning? Neither of these teams right now.
That's true.
They're even.
Straight up even. Volley end up getting a ward on the red side. I think I
OP.
get this Volley can kind of do whatever he wants now that he has a ward on
Yeah.
the red side. He already understands that red's gone. It just means that SimGym's full clearing down towards bot.
Well,
Hopefully he
doesn't-
lets his team know.
He doesn't see the red buff. The sick thing of playing for support for so long is I can tell that ward doesn't actually see the buff.
Oh.
It would clip like his shoulder, which isn't enough to display it, so they can't see it. But what you can do is FreeSM is take a little peek up there and see like, oh, it's 3 minutes and Hecarim is not on his red and I'm on my red bot side. Uh-oh, something's
Yeah.
not right. But so we're gonna see if FreeSM is able to kind of pick up on that, and if they miss it, this could get dicey for them in bot lane, because that 3v3 just hard favors this Jhin Leona right now.
Yes, it is very scary. I'm just hoping that
Oh,
Delta lets
It's
them
all
know
the-
that
oh,
Jungle
bandit
could be
shots.
bot side as you're talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think he quite got spotted out, but Amumu 100% did.
Ooh,
Delta,
nice
though,
timing.
in the top lane, yeah, he's timing this super well. We can see that Volibear prowess just putting in work right now. 10 CS advantage is just growing. Hawkeye, though, in the mid lane, is actually going
nice
to get a
bandit shots.
gank from Mothra. The bandit shot's going to be able to land onto Mothra. Mothra trying
almost.
to trade off with the first blood for Mothra on the side of FreeSM is a good way to start this game.
Yeah, it's gotta feel a little bit devastating. Using her flash and not getting the return kill.
Yeah,
He was so close to it too.
so close to it as well. Just a good gank timer though for Mothra. I feel like it's a lot of convenience, but hey man, you'll take convenience over your jungler not being there any day of the week, and a kill onto Amumu gets him closer and closer to having that. He's gonna have that haunting guys done. That's gonna be just super fastly Andres by this Amumu.
Yeah. Curious why he didn't go. Oh, there we go. I was about to say. I'm just like, isn't
Where's the
Faded
fun
Action
item?
just broken jungle AP item? No? Am I wrong?
Nah,
For a
haunting
second?
guys smile.
No, but he sold it and got a dark seal.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the dark seal by
The tech.
the tech. Yeah, this game is maybe not as spicy so far.
No, not quite yet, but
We
both
got
teams
a
were pretty
kill, but-
inactive. Yeah,
Yeah.
both teams were pretty inactive until after Grubs.
And then they
So-
were active permanently.
Yeah, then they were active for sure on the scene constantly. But this first dragon is up, and it looks like PC Delta's there first. They've got the vision around it, but nothing too deep. Trading in the
You got
top lane's
blocked.
gonna happen, but it's
Whoa.
two kind of wet noodles.
Chomped.
Now though, Simjim is got that concussive blows. It's gonna pop right now. He's just
Kog'Maw.
off in no man's land. The bandage toss just gonna catch him out. Console C has no mana, gonna try and cleanse it. Actually, cleanse that exhaust. The Dark Harvest is gonna get stacked up on that concussive blows and fall the hot guy. That's 2 for nothing for FreeSM.
Yeah, that's some good kiting by Black and Blue, I feel like, early on. Making sure to stay away from the hacker room just outside of his range, but still putting in the damage. And then Simjin was like, I gotta run. By that time, he's dead.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh
But
my God.
not the right way. He just he's separated from his team a little too far with that ghost. He felt invincible, it seems like, and he just got immediately punished for it. He wasn't respecting that early game Kog'Maw and Braum damage, and people do make that mistake because everyone's like, oh, these champions have no damage. Like, true, but the stun is gonna 100% make up for any like 5 damage that Kog'Maw's down per auto on Jhin.
Yeah. It's like the show. It's like he thought he was. And then it cuts to the invincible thing.
Here, you. I'm like, what show is he talking about? Oh, there's already blood. The whole entire
Yeah, there's
logo's
blood on
already
the
blood,
entire thing. Yeah, I love it.
like blue
Oh.
blood because it's Hecarim or something. I don't know if he bleeds.
No.
Obviously he does because
It's
he's
from the
dead there,
Shadow
but-
Isles, but
Mm.
Curious.
Bleed.
You bleed.
yeah. FreeSM creating a little bit of an advantage. We
Yeah,
also
for
end up
sure.
losing a ghost off of that, I think, as well. So
They did. So it's pretty important actually for Hecarim. I think he's gonna not have it for his level 6 gank, so could be a problem. Delta though, even though like he's
Nice
not
block.
necessarily, yeah, he's not in. It doesn't look like he's in control of this wave. I feel like he's just absolutely moving this wave around. Look at where Perfy's standing. He's
yeah.
so scared.
he's
just
definitely
in
managing
charge.
the wave better. Perfy's
Largely in
like playing
charge.
some of the mechanical trades well. It's just
don't
Delta's
matter.
playing the wave way better than him. It would seem. I'm not sure necessarily how favored the matchup is for Shen, but it would seem that Volley gets to manipulate the wave how he wants to.
Volley always has that choice thanks to the passive. The lightning strikes always gives you so much pushing power that you kind of get to choose whatever you want to do unless you die super early. And
Nice.
since he's able to make it through, he's got that chain vest too. So this Shen does nothing to him. Though those passive autos are actually starting to stack up. That taunt though
Oh.
is going to force out Flash.
Weave.
Perfy did not want to get caught up by that lightning though. Mothra's going to land that bandage toss onto Simjim. Simjim's just a no man land. He's going to
Oh,
get caught out
he's-
by the curse of the Sad Mummy. The
just go on the
ult, the
wall.
onslaught's not enough, but he's going to be able to make it out in time. Fell getting caught up by Console. Console forced to just run away from Black and Blue. And the Horsey in the mid lane is just demolished, but no kills.
Nah, it doesn't even. The fight thing is. Oh no, we
Barely.
missed the command shockwave. Oh no. I was about to say it doesn't feel the worst for Simjim
Okay.
that we get out there because needs more Mothra actually had to use his flash. So we got
I'm gonna-
resources, but
Yeah, I want to bully you for saying Command Shockwave.
is it command shockwave?
It's Command Shockwave, but no one calls it that, bro.
I'm sorry.
I'll make
I
it
just wanted like the only R's that I
It's
actually
the-
know the name for.
the full name. I mean, it's Onslaught of Shadows
Yeah, onslaught
Hecarim.
of shadows. Yeah.
but who calls it
I don't-
Onslaught of Shadows, bro? And Shadows,
I
that's
don't
like
know.
that's like the third.
I
no
guess
one
you
calls
could
me
just call it
halfway the
onslaught.
third. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
We don't call it Eli Wood the second. No, you're just Eli
Hey,
Wood.
do you know that was my name before?
Wait a minute.
My name was Eli Wood the third because before the name system. Oh my god, that is so funny.
Eli Wood the third is just Eli Wood.
Yeah, now it's just
Unlucky.
Eli Wood. But yeah, Perfect keeps on blocking these W's for volley. Really
It's
well played.
it's adding up a ton. It's keeping this Volley Bear kind of out from his normal bullying, the normal amount of bullying that he does cause, but
Yeah, I'd like
still
Delta
kinda
try to fake out the.
he's trying to do something. He's getting these off earlier though. That stun's gonna get blocked up just barely.
Q and W getting blocked there. I think
Mm-hmm.
Delta should try a walk up and fake an auto instead.
Just
See if
see
he
what
can
he can
pull
do
it
with
out.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just try and mind game it.
The supports are top lane. Second, Grubs is up. FreeSM does not want to give it up. Looks like the concussive blows is going to land onto Leona, but she's just so far away. But still control of the space for FreeSM, the control of the top lane, control of the mid lane. I feel like this is FreeSM Grubs.
Yeah, especially since Volibear is shoving in and he has first move. It should be. Oh, nice
Yeah.
trade. Yeah, I feel like that definitely makes it so that Grub should just be for FreeSM.
Yeah, they're gonna try and catch out. They're trying to find
Yeah,
something
no.
that they don't want to 50-50 this.
We
Oh,
have.
wait. Oh, Genalt?
Oh.
Maybe? Oh, just barely gonna make it out. Had to flash though. Just missed it barely. But the first grub is going down. PC
We
Delta
don't have
does
a
not want to
Moo-Moo
give
flash
this up.
for this
They
fight.
they don't have a Moon Flash. They do have Curse of the Sad Mummy though. Hawkeye not quite gonna get the
Oh,
50
nice
down.
shockwave.
The shockwave locking down FreeSM. The backline from FreeSM is just demolishing this. Hecarim is putting in so much work. Volibear is dead. Fell is dead on the Braum. Mothra gonna land the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but it just means nothing. It's gonna do a ton of damage. Actually gonna get that return kill onto Dark Harvest, but the flash from Orion is gonna keep her alive, and that's gonna be 5 grubs for PC Delta and 3 for 1.
It felt like we held that curse kind of long.
Just a little bit.
I feel like we needed to just use our ultimate a little bit faster while our teammates were nearby, because damn did he do damage. That was...
Yeah.
Moo does damage, bro.
Yeah, he's got that
Holy.
Leandres. It hurts. It was a really weird position from FreeSM. They were all kind of stuck in that grub pit, and then their front line was, and then both this Vigar, well, actually just Vigar at this point, was just kind of hanging around at like max range from the grubs and was relying on his cage. Missed the cage, but oh, the Leona Zenith play is going to catch him out. He doesn't have flash either, so he could be in trouble. The baby cage now down. Simjim stuck in it, crying up a river, but not as much as a
We
Mumu
don't
is
have
in
a
the
lot
river.
of flashes. We used a lot of our flashes. Modlock, Tonsil, Dark Harvest. All their flashes are down.
They're
and
missing
so is
Curse
our
the Sad Mummy
carries.
though.
Yeah, we're missing Curse the Sad Mummy. We do have flash on Braum, but we don't have
Glacial Fissure.
R on Glacial Fissure. Thank you. I don't know its name. Let's try to think about it for a second. I was like, I can't think about it.
I can't do it. Nah, it don't matter.
Nah.
No matter. Yeah, I think they're gonna get this dragon. They got that space.
Should
They're
get this
chilling.
drag. The gold lead ended up switching almost completely. And now it's only 500, but it went from a little bit under 1k in FreeSM's advantage to 500, 600 gold for PC Delta. So that's a little bit of a swing. Not anything too crazy, but...
The dragons definitely do make up for it, especially that Infernal Dragon. It's gonna add up, especially in these trades from this Volibear here in the lane. It's 3% extra damage on everything you're using is going to matter. It looks like Simjim though is trying to set up something in top lane. I don't quite know how I feel about diving Volibear or invading against Volibear when you can respond. Oh, Fell, there's a trade going on in the bot lane there, but it looks like now we're back to it. The Glacial Fissure was landing. Console C is going to get locked up, but Black and Blue wasn't quite sold on the play. He's way the hell
Shen
back
does
there.
damage.
Yeah, the Shen is chunking there in the top lane. The solar flare landing onto Braum here.
Fell's a
Braum's
little
just
cut out.
dead. He's been sacrificed. For sure, gonna fall though. Mothra actually got the blue buff and solo killed Simjim in his own jungle. Delta Centaria trying to trade onto Perfy here. In the meantime, he's gonna try and
Still have R.
they've still got ults, so not quite terrible. But talking about what happened in the bot lane there, it looks like Fell found a decent pick onto Jhin, and Black and Blue was just either like saying like, "Oh, I don't want to do it," or he just wasn't ready for it at all. And that disconnect, they're costing Fell his life and a lot of pressure bot lane because they're starting to claw their way back in.
I think once we saw that Jhin cleanse, we just didn't need to instantly back off. Because I think we still had some time after that. I'm not 100% certain, but I think we got the cleanse, and once we got the cleanse, we were like, okay, we can't chase this guy.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the cleanse will maybe matter pretty soon. Oh, Shen's starting to have to taunt defensively. That's never really what you want to see.
We got the Iceborne all set up now.
That's a tanky boy.
I do definitely prefer this Volibear build. I'm kind of have been a bit of a hater, even though I do like enjoy Jack of all trades builds and stuff like that. I definitely feel like in coordinated play and like specifically like playing in Valhalla, it feels worse because we're not like playing towards split. It's not quite as volatile. I'd say I feel like joke builds are usually pretty decent if you're playing in solo queue, things that are more volatile game state, stuff like that. But when it's something consistent, you want something, you want a build that also has consistency, and tankiness is always very consistent.
Yeah. Oh, Zenith Blade actually catching out Fel here. Is going to get that Glacial Fissure off with a Shockwave. Taking him solo. Dark Harvest going to try and flash forward. He is going to get exhausted. Concussive Blow is not quite going to stack there. Mothra caught out by Simjin. He's going to go forward trying to find something. We can see in that tower, Console C taking down Fel is just barely going to let Black and Blue live, but the Curtain Call is going to open up in the onslaught of shadows, taking down the just entire backline of FreeSM there under their own tier 1.
Black and Blue trampled underneath the hooves of Simjim.
For sure. Ooh, Hawkeye actually trying to flash forward there. He does have the ult there and the outplay button used on a Moglock there. The flash forward coming in handy there. That's going to be bot tower claimed in response to that mid play. And you were mentioning about the joke build. I assume you're talking about that like Roa
Navori, yeah. I just don't like it anymore. I used to kind of like it, but like
It's
playing
funny.
it a little bit in like in houses or anything that has like any sort of like coordination, it can feel kind of bad. It feels definitely more matchup dependent. I know Hale played it and was playing really well on it. I think against BC Delta was the thing, but I feel like a lot of times the tank build feels better, especially when we have some really good damage carries and we don't need to be there for the damage as Volibear.
Yeah. It's understanding your job in the team fight and what you're supposed to do and trying to excel at that rather than like be something that you're not. Even though the circle can go through the square hole, sometimes you just want to be the square.
Reminds me of that meme video.
Yeah, that's the point.
The square hole!
It goes in the square hole. And by the square hole, we mean the Shen hitting Volibear for a solid 300 damage on auto attack there.
Yeah. Tanks, what can I say? They're supposed
tanks.
to do damage.
Thanks, am I right? Ooh,
Having
burning Murloc flash is pretty important. He doesn't have that for the next fight.
No
And last
mobility
Glacial
on
Fissure.
Ori? That feels pretty good for us to get that out before a fight.
Ooh, Mothra found a good pick there. Curse the Samami not quite coming out in time. He's gonna get solo. Simjim in the back line, and he's just untouched. The onslaught of shadows spearing everyone. Now Shen is here, landing taunt onto 2. Hawkeye 6-pack's gonna fall. Finally, Fel just shielding his way out of this fight. He's gonna block up for Black and Blue, but that is just a sacrifice. The Curtain Call is gonna miss there. Black and Blue is gonna make his way out, but limping, and that's gonna be third dragon claimed by PC Delta.
Damn.
Yeah,
we got a good play into a bad play. Maybe more
the
iconic
pendulum.
duo with Valhalla. I swear, we'll at least like whenever I'm casting with you or watching something, we see so many pendulum plays where we have a good play, and then we go straight into a bad play. I think when he threw over the bandage toss, he kind of needed to instantly curse the sad mummy, and they just needed to burst out those 2 people instead of holding it.
it was a little overzealous by Mothra. I felt like he thought his team could get there so much faster, but you don't have the Leona ult, you don't have the Hecarim ult, you don't have like that long range engage that PC Delta has, so you can't make those kinds of plays. Though Delta finding Modlock doesn't have his ultimate. Yeah, he has no flash. The ultimate just came up
forward.
there.
Okay.
Yeah. Gonna
Yeah,
burn
we
that
had to.
Shen
We actually had to
TP.
do that.
Ooh, locked up by Shockwave now. Perfy going in onto Delta. He's stuck
he
for
was able
so
to
long.
buffer R.
But this, yeah, he's buffering that ult. Solar Flare gonna miss as well. Hawkeye now here at this fight. Maybe that volley dying wasn't a bad thing. Moth gonna be able to find that pick onto Perfy. The Moth, the Curse to Sad Mummy locking up too. Dark Harvest falling. The Concussive Fools finally stacking. Modlock in the backline gonna die to the Amumu solo dive. Simship at the fight too late. What are you doing here, man? He's gonna onslaught of shadows into the backline, able to find Hawkeye's six-pack, but he's just getting locked up. It just don't matter. Ooh, concussive blow's gonna land.
Kog'Maw.
Oh no, Kog'Maw not gonna be able to eat. Console C making his way out of there. 4 for 2. The Volibear death was not in vain.
It wasn't, and it feels kind of crazy that we won that fight, and Volley didn't even R.
Yeah, Volley didn't ult, didn't flash. I mean, I don't know if he could have. Well, he could have flashed Shockwave, but that's like a hindsight more than anything else.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just look back and you're like, I could have done this, but
yeah,
that's gotta feel really great for them.
For sure, they're in such a good spot. That's all of the tempo that PC Delta has got over like the last 10-15 minutes is just out the gutter now with a play like that. We get this Volibear, we're in such a good spot, and it's like, oh, Hecarim was hitting blue.
Yeah.
While we were fighting a war top lane. And this Volibear is in such a good spot. Look at him just absolutely clobber Perfy though. I mean, he's returning the damage, but I think that Volley sustains just so much to deal with.
Yeah, though, like, whenever you're playing against Volley, you always have to play for short trades, and you cannot get double W'd or else you just lose trade.
Dark Harvest caught out in the baby cage. Concussible is going to be able to just go a little wide. Dark Harvest making his way out of there. Simjim forcing the flash from Hawkeye in the backline. Doesn't have the onslaught though. The Solar Flare gonna get cut out. Leona's in there. They want to fight the Shockwave on a 3, but the baby cage locking up 3. The curtain call's gonna be a little late. Simjim is falling. Mothra is gonna finally get the kill. Has to smite it, but a 3 for 1. FreeSM's team fighting their way back.
Oh my god, that baby cage was so good. I thought it was Curse of the Sad Mummy for a second, and then I look at Mothra's arm like, we didn't even use Curse of the Sad Mummy. That's crazy.
I feel like it maybe just gave up. I wasn't quite paying attention, but
no, it literally just
fight.
came up at like after the fight. It was like a second or two off from the fight.
So
which
sad.
Is crazy.
But yeah, they won it without their best team fight ult. Damn, 2 of them actually. They're missing Glacial Fissure too.
Yep, the gold is completely evened up, a little bit favored towards FreeSM, but you know, 300, 400 gold lead. We don't really talk about that whatsoever.
10% attack speed.
Yeah, we're up a drag though, which is important. I'm not sure what the grub score is. I think you said it was
1 to 2. It's 1 to 5.
Okay. Yeah, 1 to 5.
5 is in favor of PC Delta. They're in a pretty good spot with grubs, but they don't have a split pusher this time around. They're sending Shen on it, but it's like Shen split push Omega Lol.
It's like shrug shoulders. I mean, I guess we'll have to deal with it. It's not nearly as threatening as the set that we had last game, where it's, oh my god, he quite literally fists our towers.
Yeah, 4 autos and the tower's half HP. Thanks, Hullbreaker.
Yeah, can't wait for Irelia to be able to do that.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
I'm not gonna be mad. I would never do that.
I may be role swapping just for a little bit. Don't worry. Just clobbering up some people and alt account will be fine. But
it'll be fine.
It's still.
Please don't find me and clobber me and solo queue smile.
No promises. But the big thing. Look at all this. The vision set up. If you're here, Hailstrom, would you mind swapping this vision to blue side? It's like F1. If you're here, otherwise, like the big note is look at all these defensive wards from PC Delta. They're seeing nothing. They're seeing their own jungle. Who cares about your own jungle? And there's no offensive vision from FreeSM either. So both teams playing pretty blind right now. Delta Centauri getting that mid push. It's pretty important. Shen's in the top lane, has the ult, so not too bad. You're asking me.
Yeah, PC Delta does have first. Oh, they do have Volibear R, so Ori cannot sit that close to the.
Yeah.
But PC Delta does have control of the river-ish. I'm not sure if they'll seed it. I think they kind of have to, since Amumu and the numbers. They kind of just are forced to seed it.
Yeah. Oh, curtain call is
worse
going to open up. The Xenoplay's going to be able to find it. Yeah, they're starting this fight in a little bit of a weird spot, though. Dark Harvest just getting caught up. Shenalt's not going to come through quite yet. He's so low. Shen not going to get the ult off. Mothra finding Dark Harvest in the back line. Shen's finally here? But it's so late. Mothra gonna finally get that Christmas Mummy off. The cleanse from console gonna keep him alive just for a little bit longer. Delta Starter gonna land his ult onto nobody, but it doesn't matter. The Bears in the back line shredding down PC Delta. That's Dragon. That's the team fight win for FreeSM.
Yeah, that looked pretty grisly for PC Delta.
Okay, that's a
but
good one.
yeah, the Shen R felt a little bit late, but I was kind of surprised that PC Delta tried to start that fight and wanted to smoke. I was like, well, it kind of feels like in some sort of sense we have to. We end up missing our shockwave partway through the fight. I think if we want to start the fight, we just want to try like one shot, 1 to 2 people. But we started the fight. We opened up curtain call, and it just kind of felt like a little bit of a wet noodle of an opening.
Yeah, the big thing that you need to be doing there is just using that shockwave on one, because if you get 2, it's fine, but all we need to do is we just need to blow up someone, and we pull that trigger, curtain call opens up, solar flare didn't quite come up, but the Leona's on there. Fel is caught out on this Braum. Sir, you are not Rakan from last game. You can't do that. Black and blue now also caught out. The Kog'Maw passive is going to be able to do some damage. The shockwave is going to find him. Mothra now also caught out. The Kog'Maw passive is going to put in a little bit of work, but Mothra is going to have the curtains opened up on him, trying to get slowed down to get some sort of assist, but he's just going to wander it out. But that's all of the Baron space and a lot of that advantage once again given back. Oh, never mind. There goes Simjim. He was in fact outplayed.
Oh my god.
Outplayed.
Golly.
But the big thing I wanted to say is, like, you just need to. It felt like PC Delta the Dragonflight was like, oh, we're fighting now. Like their instincts kicked in, and then they thought about it for a second, and they hesitated way too long there.
Yeah, and then their top laner felt kind of split on the call, because I'm not sure if he was autoing tower or not, but it seemed like they started the fight and he didn't Shenar until one of their people was almost dead. Kind of crazy. Yeah. I just thought of the whiff on the R. It just reminds me of I think Captain Flowers' call. I was like, Modlock Shockwave, we'll find the wall.
That's way too mean.
I'm sorry.
I can't do that one a good bit. It's funny. I can't do that one.
It's only just because it's funny.
Worth.
I'm sorry, Modlock.
Yeah, it's no. It's worth, but like,
ugh.
But
yeah, sometimes I've done especially in this league, you definitely are on the receiving end of having ultimate abilities that just completely and utterly whiff. Me and everyone else included. It kind of just happens, but
does in fact happen from time to time, and it looks like that in-house concluded.
Yeah, the intrusive thoughts just won, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
The voices were telling me to do it.
The voices told me to.
Batman, the voices told me. It's good to miss Oriel here, Batman. It's part of my my character arc. I'm growing as a person.
Have you seen Goofy commits war crimes or something?
Yes,
I've seen. The demons told me to.
The demons told me to. Yeah. That's a song on the Pink Guy album.
Yeah, it's a banger song on the Pink Guy album.
It's a song quote.
In quotation marks.
In quotation marks. It's just 2 minutes of some man going completely psychotic.
Yeah, Pink Guy is so based, Genos. You're so right. Yeah, but now he makes actual music. How insane is that?
Oh, sad. Delta also sad to be caught out here. The Solar Flare is going to be found. Shockwave also onto 2, but they just can't burst this Volibear. He's so tanky. Onslaught's had to be used defensively. Dark Harvest caught. Baby Cage also catching him out. Finally going to fall, but the rest of the damage from FreeSM is here, and that's also going to be Orianna caught out by Hot Guy from this Vigar. Held onto the ult too, so they should be able to claim Baron, but it looks like they're just going to take that reset.
I think PC Delta is in a little bit of an unending despair after Volibear lived there.
Yeah, they're
Nothing? No.
nothing. No. You're getting nothing.
Damn, unlucky.
I gave you the one pun, the grizzly pun. No
It's
more.
over. Damn.
You used your one free pun card.
Well, good luck dealing with the rest of the stream then. I don't know.
Oh no. You're gonna work in a pun every other time, huh?
It
It's
depends on
good.
how much my brain is working. If it's working overtime, maybe. But if it's not
Maybe.
working whatsoever, it's not gonna happen, unfortunately for me.
You're gonna have to put in some overtime then.
Yeah,
You're not
maybe.
paid to, but a little bit of unpaid overtime.
Nothing that the boss wouldn't love.
The boss wouldn't love. We get
Oh,
the ooh,
death pushing. Fanatic
pushing.
death push.
Could
Oh!
turn out. Console had to burn cleanse though. Good flash from Black and Blue is gonna keep him alive for a lot longer. The front line is almost about to be reformed for FreeSM. Simjim was evaporated. Dark Harvest also getting evaporated. Shockwave though catching up Black and Blue. He's gonna have to bear to live for a little bit longer, but just doesn't matter. There was no synergy from anyone on PC Delta, so they're just gonna get clean aced.
I think we can just go. Honestly, I'd kind of just go mid here. No, I feel
Yeah.
like we could just end.
Just let
I mean,
Mothra solo Dragon and try and see what you can do for sure. But
Yeah.
gonna take the safe route again. A little bit of a page from PC Delta's book and keep it safe, keep
Play
it
it
slow.
slow.
You're winning fights already, and it's not necessarily like you're executing better than them. It's like the team fights also working out well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're pulling the Gandalf, the keep it secret to keep it safe, or is it secret to is it safe? I don't remember the line specifically, but instead of trying to go for a bit more risky of seeing if we could end, just going for soul and then and have.
yeah, it's not too bad. You're gonna have that mid push consistently now. No objective for quite a while, but it's okay. So not too bad.
We do have the scaling, the classic Kog'Maw, Ori, and our team fight is as as we saw from that last fight, pretty gross. Feels kind of very difficult for PC Delta to get back into this. I think it's mostly, if I was PC Delta, I feel like you kind of are going to assume they're going to go for one of the tier 2 towers. It's maybe setting up to see if we can create a pocket of vision and then pick off a member. Look for picks. Kind of like the big thing.
I just want to see like, dude, this defensive vision from Leona is actually making me go crazy. Like, I know it's the argument I made in general chat a while ago as well, where like this Leona's got so much vision score, yet it's all in her own jungle, so it literally means nothing. Like,
Yeah.
if we see that we see all 4 of the wards there, like, what do those do? They see the exact same things.
Yeah, if we have those wards, like one at Try and then one like right next to the Baron Pit where it sees all like those 2 entrances, just feels way better.
Yeah, half those wards
Way
are
more
perfectly
efficient
fine.
vision.
Yeah, it's about being efficient with your vision, because now, I mean, she had to place those wards, reset, come back. It's fine, but like, what?
It
like,
just feels like placing wards to place wards.
yeah, you're literally like, what do I do right now as support? Well, you should be like sitting next to your AD carry so they don't get fucking blown up in a team fight. Oh no, stay it ain't so.
Or Fnatic death pushing? No.
Should get a giant doctor running. Okay. I'm reading a friend who's struggling with the concept of they can't run at night. They want to so bad.
There might be possible reasons depending on the neighborhood that you're at.
They can definitely not run at night. Multiple reasons.
Okay. It depends on how gentrified.
Not nowhere near enough.
Okay,
They're
then
in the
definitely
process.
not. Okay,
Yeah,
then
it's in the
definitely not.
They've got one of those like police towers,
Oh, no shot.
like
No
in
shot
the
we
parking
can
lot across from their house.
Oh, no shot we can run at night.
I've also got one across the road from my apartment as well. So I also can't run at night.
I'd say the only running at night you can do is on a treadmill then.
Yeah, I do that. I usually run before cast, but I didn't have time to, so unlucky.
Unlucky
But-
indeed.
That's why last week I played Beat Saber instead, because I couldn't run. The treadmills were in use.
Ah. Beat Saber's fun.
Beat Saber was awesome, bro. Oh my god.
I don't have an Oculus. I don't feel like I want to spend the money to get an Oculus.
It's
Just like...
just for Beat Saber, it's not super worth secondhand. If it's below $200, unironically, yeah.
Yeah, my friend has one, and I've used it a couple times. Super fun. I love
Yeah.
it. And like, I always love games that like challenge me, or like I try to like play the next hardest level, or I play in a manner that makes it more difficult for me. Stuff like that is always more fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm screwed up in the head. I bought a Rift S just to play Beat Saber after I had a Quest Forever, and I'm still like getting
Still
money from
beating
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm still beating my saber. So
That's crazy. What did he say?
what did he say?
Oh, I
Now
have to
since
use all
we're
the. Oh, sorry.
oh nothing
Oh.
happening. Keep going. What did I say?
I was gonna say, I gotta use all the Zoomer memes to make sure we keep them interested in this fight or in this game.
Game so boring. We have to start vocal stimming. It's over.
We have to do the what's the oh
We gotta get a
Delta.
soundboard.
Oh my
Oh,
god, dude, that
yeah,
healing is crazy.
he's caught up, but he's just doesn't care. He's gonna ult over the wall and go schmeep schmop. Thanks for the Baron, guys.
Trade for Baron. Subway surfers. We need Subway surfers underneath.
we we use it to cover up instead of the Valhalla logo, we use it to cover up the director area.
100%. Then imagine the viewer retention. Huge.
All right, now since we're still kind of yapping while they figure out this game, what's the most you'd ever spend on like a concert?
On a concert, I spent $300 on a ticket.
Damn. For who?
I know. Usually, I wouldn't spend that much, but we kind of were late. It was I went to an I Prevail Pierce the Veil. In
Oh wait, that's
Boston.
worth. That's awesome.
It was 100%
I wanna
worth.
go see
It was there were floor seats, not floor seats, general. So like you
Admission?
did like mosh pit, yeah, general
Oh,
admission, mosh
nice.
pit, all shit.
That'd
It
be
was
so
sick.
awesome.
It was an amazing concert. I Prevail, Pierce the Veil, Stand Atlantic, and
Oh,
and here's
Perfy's
the fight.
caught out. The fight has come out. Perfy is using that ult on the Simjim. He's gonna try and
Nice
save
flash.
him for a little bit, but he just pops. This team fighting from FreeSM is just so overkill. PC Delta has no options. They missed Curse of the Sad Mummy there. They didn't use Glacial Fissure. They don't care. The game is over. That is FreeSM tying up the series and bringing us to a little bit of a silver scrapes.
Beware, blah blah blah. It's when darn it, who's the guy, the commissioner now of the LCS?
Mark
Oh,
Z.
Mark Z. It's when
That's-
do you remember when he went out and
Yeah,
did the
he's like, you guys know the words.
the words?
Yeah, it's the words to the song. You don't know the words to. You were saying the words to.
I was saying the words. I know. Oh, 4-man
Not a
shockwave.
queen. They're trying to end this game.
Doesn't
Glacial
matter.
Fissure finally
Oh,
used.
he
Jin is
one-shot
gone.
console,
Console eliminated. They're farming KDA. Double kill for Hot Guy 6-pack, and that's gonna be a absolute slaughter.
I
by
love the new word, delimited, deleted and eliminated. Boom.
Eliminated.
Yeah.
I'm making new words.
Making new words. Yeah. That was obviously the later part kind of was a little bit slow.
Yeah, for sure. For
but
sure.
it was kind of obvious once we got that
Yeah.
gold lead. It kind of it felt a little bit doomed as PC Delta. Maybe we could have played it a little bit faster, like if we're looking back at it and we're like really trying to scrutinize ourselves. But don't think it's necessarily the worst thing that we played it slow, since we were kind of really looking for, since we have objective control, going for Baron, playing for Elder. We could force fights around that and just force 5v5, and then we just straight up won a 5v5. So
Yeah, it never really felt too shaky. There was like that Baron fight, or not the Baron fight. There was that Grub fight that PC Delta cleaned up. It was that early game was so good from them, but this Hecarim, it felt like it was just a lot of what was going right from them, wasn't doing anything. He'd rush in. He has the hubris and the Shojin, so he just pops in that back line. He's buying I don't even remember, Guardian Seal, I think is the name of it or something.
yeah,
It's the item for Death Dance, but like It's too little, too late.
Oh, Guardian Sigil, I think it is.
Sigil. I was
Oh, I
close.
think it's
Damn.
Sigil or something. I'm not 100% sure if it's Guardians, but I know has
Yeah.
Sigil in it.
Is all that matters. We're at Silver Scrapes. We're going into game 3 here pretty quickly. I don't think we've, unless you really want to break. I'm good just to keep going.
I'm fine as well. I'm
We
ready
can sign it
to
in,
on to the
or
next
I
game.
can give
I'm
us
good.
the quick break for the Silver Scrapes
I say
song
send it.
that Killer
I say
made.
send it.
Alright,
We keep running it. I don't think there's. It's just been like this. This Amumu pick just seems to dictate so much pace. So if you're PC Delta here, you're probably taking blue side and you're taking it as well. So FreeSM either has to find a way to stop it or do they just ban it? Like that's the big question.
It's it's tough. Sometimes I feel like if you create like an idea to like actually counter it, that's why. So like Amumu specifically, like teams will end up like picking Melio. I think Melio's can be a really nice pick because it turns Amumu's team fight. It makes it really difficult for him to operate. Amumu really has to get onto both Melio and the entirety of their team, or else it's just kind of doomed because Melio just cleanses their entire team out of Amumu R. Uh, so there's certain ways that you can let it through, but it's also just like such comfort and such like reliability that I do feel like it's kind of just worth to bite the ban if we don't have a proper counter to its team fighting.
Alright, well, let's see how draft for game
Let's
number
send
3
it.
goes.
The
Let's
Eli
do it.
Ramble.
Be-doo whoop. Be-hoo
Bladu
whoop.
whoop.
Be-doo whoop.
Bladu.
Ba-doo whoop. All right, we've done it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
There we go. But it's bad enough to where we don't get a copyright because I think that song is actually. I feel like if it's like a non-riot cast, they'll probably get up on our ass about it. So Riot's the
That's
company
why
to do
we-
that for
Imagine
sure.
they think that sounds like it though. That'd be crazy.
We have the ode to it now that Killer Kumquat made for us, but we'll play it for the end of the cast.
Perfect.
Yay.
That can be our outro. As
Now
one
I just
team
have
will
to
have to win.
memorize it. And now I have to sing it. Big.
Big. But it feels like both. Oh, there's the
We
Amumu ban
do
you were talking
fix
about.
it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but no ban change from PC Delta. That's the glory of blue side in this meta is you can kind of do whatever you want. And that ban that was dropped was the Zac. And I feel like there's some pretty good responses here from FreeSM, especially from Fel. So I'm wondering what he is going to bust out.
So what is this? So is this a Zach Jungle?
Yeah, it's going to be Zac Jungle.
Okay. That's
It's a
I'm
Sim
on.
Gym champ.
Okay, it is a sim champ. Yeah, Zach can just
Yeah.
be annoying. I know Poppy makes Zach's life like so
Hell.
annoying. Yeah, never able to engage. And all Poppy does is sit on your carries, and you tell Zach to fuck off. Essentially, um, going back to Vagar, holy moly, the amount of flash outplays Hawkeye had. It just
Mhm.
made it so that he was such a threat. And also back to the volley bear, consistent. Obviously, possible flex, but most likely not, since we saw how consistent it was. And it was just like such a rock, I feel like, for all the team fights. And he just absorbs so much damage. Ooh, we hit him with the Aurelian Soul. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, but usually he requires a bridge to get into the late game first, and we haven't seen that from any other member besides Modlock and Simgym, and now you've got like Simgym has damage on Zac. Oh dear. That's not
Oh,
a bridge. You need that bridge. You need something to match the volley bear, and you got two bans looking at you right now. So I don't quite know. To me, this is looking like kind of a blunder from PC Delta.
yeah. Only
Yeah,
bridge I know is when SRO tells me to go find a bridge. But we gave. I'm sorry, I've had a little bit intrusive thought gaming. But we also hit him with the Kog'Maw, which is like really consistent. I do agree. I feel like like Aphelios feels like he has to take a bit to come online. Maybe we go like we're doing Collector, and maybe we do like a certain build that spikes earlier. But I kind of agree. And Zach wants lanes that have prio. Like Zach wants lanes that have prio so he doesn't get perma invaded. Because like certain champs can just perma invade Zach and make Zach's life living hell. But if we have lanes that aren't winning or don't have priority at certain stages of the game, like early on, it makes Zach's life like really frustrating. Because and here's the Warwick pick. I'm curious how Warwick plays into Zach. I feel like Warwick surely just can run down Zach.
Yeah, and they took out that Braum, which is a pretty good Zach counter as well, but they're saving that support pick for the final pick. It can it's like your other options were like Alistar, which sometimes can get messed up by the Nautilus. Nautilus is also a good anti-Zac champion, as you can just kind of put yourself in a line and throw hook and it'll stop him. So a good pick,
Honestly,
but there's
Poppy
still some
support
options.
could work kind of
Yeah.
here.
Poppy goes pretty hard. It doesn't stop Asol, but
It
does
does
stop that
stop the
Nautilus.
Nautilus and the Zac. Then we
Yeah,
put
so-
Mundo top. I do not like Mundo. Hate the chimp.
No.
I just hate the chimp. But it just scales really well. Always a massive threat late game.
Mhm.
Just have to
So
play
we have
super aggro into it sometimes. At least it's solo game.
3
Oh,
scaling
Maokai.
lanes into Volibear Warwick topside is going to be a little scary. But Maokai's an interesting option because you do have that knockback, but that distance is sometimes a little weird to judge. I know I personally struggle with it, so usually my option into Zag is Alistar or Nautilus. I don't like Poppy support because my brain can't figure out how to roam. I don't know why. So I personally struggle with it, but I've seen a lot of success in those champions. But Maokai also does have a place in this draft because that's a pretty big fell pocket pick.
It is. I also feel like the amount of space that can control with Baby Cage plus I don't know what the Maokai R is called, but you can buy so much space with those two abilities.
Grasping roots.
Grasping
it?
roots. Thank
Grasping
you.
fruits.
Nobody's gonna call that out.
Yeah,
Sure
I ain't calling that out.
I ain't
No.
saying that name.
I ain't saying all that.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes. It kind of gives me flashbacks to we have all scaling lanes and stuff like that. Like how Chum kind of had like a bunch of scaling lanes and then just kind of got really hard punished for it.
The usual Chumbawamba lose the game because we picked 4 scaling.
But then win game because we understand our identity and stem the bleeding most of the time. Well, they ended up changing the draft. It was more of a draft if game 1, I feel like. But
Yeah, we'll have to see if PC Delta can take FreeSM down for the
I trust TSM.
Or
Oh, it's not
FreeSM
I
will
said
take it
TSM.
down.
God, I called him TSM. Jesus.
How dare.
I'm losing my mind. Oh, sorry.
But we'll jump into the final game of the series and see who will make it to the finals against Chumbawambas.
Yes, sir. I trust FreeSM to close this out. They still have like decent scaling. It's not like their scaling's bad, but I feel like they have more agency early on, which I feel like is important because once you're able to create a lead, I feel like FreeSM is pretty consistent and very cohesive as a unit. There's a reason why they're the #1 seed. There's a reason why they only have one lost series. So I trust in the team that has executed the most consistently over the entirety of the season, I think, with these compositions.
Second, I'm scheduling something as well.
No problem.
There's a BB No Money concert coming up and trying to convince friends to go. All good. That
Any
Volibear
good
poke
concert?
is gonna matter.
Anybody see? Any interesting?
I did
Anybody
end up going to the Rav and Kill Bill concert a
Okay.
little bit ago, which was pretty good. Mostly fun because their opening act are my actual favorite artists. But
Oh, nice.
other than that, the opening act was a lot better than the actual show, which is kind of sad. But you know, it's fine.
That's unfortunate.
It was $20, so like, even if
I
it
went
like
to
it
a
was
concert for 40, and I went just for the opening act, which was Set It Off. And they were real. I liked their. They're a good opener.
Wonder when like if I Prevail's come to my town.
I don't know. I also recently did. I went to a
No.
Have you ever heard of Palais Royale?
Not yet. No, I'm not too big into concerts.
But
just recently.
I went to one of their concerts for $50. Oh my god, it was so amazing. Ever heard of, it's like Diamante. Ever heard of Weathers?
No, I'm
Okay, there's
not
some like yeah.
super. I pick whatever's on my Spotify feed, my friend.
Got
So
it,
like
got it,
right
got
now,
it.
I'm listening to a lot of Ben Beal because that's just what's there.
That's valid.
This
I
is like, oh, it's
definitely
there.
have phases for my music.
Yeah. So like there was a good month where I was like only listening to I Prevail and stuff because of their YouTube channel, the
Oh yeah.
drummer's YouTube channel. So
Um.
that shit
Yeah.
was awesome.
Recently, I've been listening to a lot more electronic again. Or I guess I don't know. It's I think synth. Guy called Kavinsky. I don't know. It seems Russian or something, but pretty interesting. Kind of just like vibes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Synthwave can be just super vibes. This game is very much
It's
Oh!
another scaling classic, but Perky's actually getting chunked out, but that Grey Health is
He's gonna
putting in
get
a
chomped!
lot of work. Gonna get chomped. 1 HP, the flash forward from Delta Centauri. Solo Dole on the top lane. Gonna get traded out though by the minions.
my
Minions a little
God.
too OP to deal with.
No, we forgot to pop pot. I think we pop pot partway through. Delta probably
Yeah, he
lives.
did. Yeah,
I was
or he
also
popped it-
curious
popped
if he
either of
could
them.
just auto the minion to proc his passive to kill the Mundo. Because Mundo is so low.
Mhm.
Because it looked like Mundo was like one passive proc. Because he had PTA active as well. I'm curious. I know that's more of a looking back in hindsight. Like something that like a one-trick Volibear would probably do. If they knew their matchup and have played the champ for so long. But I was curious if he could have just autoed the minion and passive proc killed him with
it's all
Volibear
good.
passive. But we got the
flashy
kill.
play. Flashy play, who cares?
Exactly, flashy play. Who cares? Ooh, but we are going. It would seem we are going the Navori build this time, which I actually don't mind because we're playing against the Scaler, so we want to punish him.
Yeah. I mean, that's-
And it also makes it so that he always can fight Mundo. Just because of the cooldown reduction, Navori, you just get perma W, perma E. So I do agree. I just feel like some people default to the Navori Jote build, and I just don't like that. I feel like it's so brain dead just to default to that build.
Yeah, it definitely helps that he's not a super like a sole frontliner because they got that Maokai to sustain. And since you're already hard winning this lane here, those minions are putting a lot of work to restore. But that
One level
45
down, but he
AP
still
though is just
win.
kind of that 45 AP from blasting one's just putting in so much work in this top lane battle, and Delta Centauri is just sustaining like a madman, better than the sustained tank.
Yep. We were a level down during that trade, and we were taking an entire wave, and we still beat him into the ground. Just because we got our second chump off.
Yeah.
And
something deceptive about this Kog'Maw lane is they're actually pretty... Kog'Maw's solid in the early game, especially if he's going to be landing all these slows that he has been. So this Aphelios is getting pressured off. They're still having to drop CS just because of where the Nautilus is positioning, but still, like, they're not to be trifled with, even if it kind of looks a little weird for the side of FreeSM scaling versus scaling. I think they have better options.
I do agree. I think like Kog'Maw's damage early is very deceptive. Like you just don't expect it until you're just dead.
Yeah, until you die because the passive deals 300 damage at
Yeah.
level like 3.
And you're just like, what?
What?
I need to flash that?
Yeah, I need to flash that, or if he flashes it too early and he's on top of you in melee range, he'll still catch up anyway.
I've been marinated by the old Kog'Maw passive that did nothing.
Oh.
So I definitely caught myself being like, oh, I definitely should have flashed that. Oops.
Oops.
Tee-hee.
Teehee. I'm just a little bit of a Gemini.
Yeah, what can I say?
What
My
can you
Mercury
say?
was in retrograde, what can I say? That's all I know about that shit. Oh my god.
Glad you squeezed that one in. I'm glad.
I
am glad.
Warwick is got all the grubbies. That's 3 for
Yeah, lost the
FreeSM.
dragon though, so even
Yeah.
trade.
Even trade. It's kind of expected. A lot of times we end up trading objectives on the side of the map. Our jungler was also bot side a bit more for PC Delta, which kind of made it I'm not sure if FreeSM saw them, but maybe by the acting and aggression by PC Delta, they could tell that they were in the position, and they were weak side at that point. So
Yeah. But it's pretty much dead even. No lane's quite able to get an advantage over the other, but this Asol's been farming a lot better than Vigar, and it's making up for what's happening. The 2 camp advantage the Warwick has, so nothing's really too big. So both teams gonna go pretty even coming into next set of grubs and next dragon.
yeah, I'm curious to see. I see we have Faded Ashes on our
On
our
Zach.
Zach. Yeah, I know that
Oh.
certain builds have him go like
I-
Proto Belt, but I'm not sure about Leandry's. I just feel
I
like
missed that
our
he went Dark
tankiness
Harvest.
is more important. Oh, I also missed that he went Dark Harvest. What?
What?
I feel like it's almost always like a Conqueror or Aftershock.
Yeah. He's gonna be so squishy now, especially like the whole purpose of you picking this tank is like, okay, I'm in there, I can stay around and deal a good amount of damage and just be like unkillable, but now it's like I deal great damage, but I pop as well for the first 2 items. Because the
Yeah, I
difference between
pop
him
like
and
a
Amumu is
mosquito.
yeah, Amumu has damage reduction on his stuff. Oh, the flash
Oh,
not quite gonna get in range, gonna be able to get on top of the Nautilus. They're just claiming the kill, but he's gonna miss the root. 2 Nautilus flashing out, able to get out
Man.
the Maokai out. The Vine's not quite gonna find the root, but a good gank attempt from Mothra and Fel, just not quite executed properly.
yeah, it just feels a little unfortunate. He's flash on our. Oh, he's just out of the W range. I
Yeah.
swear, it's probably like a couple of units or something away from him, because you could just tell he was clicking on console's model. Oh, Zach looking for it.
Yeah, Zach gonna. Oh, not gonna quite go for the knockup, but is gonna land that twisted advance there.
I don't
Simjim
know if
stuck
they
on the tower,
want
gonna get
this
knocked
other
out,
tower.
saved by the Maokai Q as well. A little bit of a misplay in the bot lane. Mothra is bot lane. Doesn't have ult, has flash though. Gonna try and get on a console.
Oh, the
flash
Q!
gonna get followed. Huge Q. Console finally gonna fall to Mothra, but the Zac knockups do put in damage. This is where this build is strong. Mothra's gonna find that return kill onto console. They're 2 for 2 though. The Conway's putting in so much work. Simjim forced to flash out now that Vigar's here in the bot lane. Asol TP bot lane though. Simjim back in the fight. He does
man.
have the passive. He's gonna land that Q, putting in a ton of work there.
Don't flash that Hawkeye. He has passive. I saw him looking. He so wanted to do the outplay button.
Unless.
Unless.
I can just imagine in his mind he was like, I want to flash on this guy, but he has passive. I believe he has passive at least, but that fight was messy. That's crazy. End up getting a lot of resources out as well, and we end up getting the TP from Asol, which means the CS edit is still Asol favored, but maybe a little bit closer now. Still like enough of a lead, I think, by Asol. And now we're able to TP back into lane as Vagar.
Yeah, good.
Bot laner is top.
Yeah, solid roam attempt. It looks like both supports have been pulled for this, and the Nalsalt's going to be up in time. The Swiss Man's going to get Mothra locked up. Simjim now getting focused. They know who the real target is. The passive going to get burnt right away. The 2-man Asol ult is going to land. Vigar trying to putting in some sort of work. Mothra finally going to fall. This work has so much sustain, but it's not enough. Fel also gonna go with Simjim. Double kill for Monlock. The Volibear is in the fight, but he's just getting kited out. The shield not gonna save him, but he's gonna get the kill. 3 for 3. The fight's still continuing though. Monlock gonna get caught out. The Vigar's gonna get the cage on the auto, gonna finish him out in a little bit of a bop. 4 for 3 in favor of FreeSM.
Nice. That was
too.
That was crazy. A lot of like.
Uh-oh.
It felt like a lot of low HP bars where the entirety of it is just like the like whole saying where I think I've heard somebody say where, oh geez, there's a teleport from Perfy. As I'm saying,
yeah, as God. You're saying, Perfy's in the fight. The cage is
out there.
No, so barely gonna land. Simjim's gonna get the smite in the backline. Delta Centauri is in this fight. The fight still rages on. Simjim's in the backline. The Zac putting in so much work still, but he's gonna try just pop. It's PC Delta's turn to win, maybe? Perfy's still alive, but FreeSM's going to find that advantage. 2 for 2 right now. The Grubs are putting in so much work onto Perfy. This Modlock on this Acel, now in the fight once again, though, trying to slow down Delta Centaria with the Rylai's. The shield isn't going to save him this time, but Fell's back in the fight as well, but he's getting just kited out by PC Delta. And the fight raged on, and now it's PC Delta finding the advantage. Wait, what are you doing here? Modlock finally gonna get the ult down. The big ult is gonna come down. Delta Centaria gonna barely live. Perfy's gonna fall to Mothra, but now Simjim's back.
Oh, no,
he missed the ult. He's trying to make it out. Is he? Oh my god. Maybe this time it's over. Oh, Simjim wants the smoke. It's not over. Dark Harvest landing that assault and the hook onto Mothra. He's going to get locked up. Not going to find that sustain. The Ignite also cutting down that sustain. The Vygar ult, not quite enough. Going to get cut down by the ult. But here comes Maokai for round 3. The ult is back up. Simjim going to get locked down. Is going to get properly CC trained, and Vygar finally finishing the kill. FreeSM found the proper advantage from that fight.
I swear.
For the 3rd time.
Everybody just walked one by one into that fight. Mundo walking, Asa walking in, Warwick walking back, Malcolm walking back.
It's the never-ending fight, and you know the best part? They're not even doing grubs. Not enough people are alive.
Oh
They're like, nah, we don't want grubs. We're getting dragon now.
That is so funny. I can't.
It's...
That's comedy, man. Holy crap.
Oh my lord.
I over objective and forgot why we were fighting.
After the extended fight, they say, these grabs seem kind of dangerous.
we don't want to take those. Both teams said we don't really want to take these grubs. Maybe we just go dragon. So now both teams are meeting up at this dragon. Neither top laner has TP, so it's just going to be a 4v4 with the 80 carries this time. Kog'Maw, though, has that good, he's pretty scary right now, so he's going to be a little bit hard to take down.
Acel R is coming off a cooldown. Oh, but we got drag.
Oh, he's stuck in the baby cage. Dark Harvest is going to get found out, but the blue ult from Felix is putting in so much work. The 8th ult is finally going to come up, going to lock down Mothra, but not enough. This Nautilus is going to fall first, but that is both Maokai and Mothra on this Warwick going to fall. Modlock trying to find something out of black and blue. This Rylai is putting in so much work, making it just impossible to get away from him. And the Kog'Maw not having enough damage, but that I hate that ability so much from Acel. It shouldn't reset on kills, dude. It should get like some duration back, but it shouldn't completely reset.
Oh
it doesn't need to,
dude. So bullshit. But maybe they should just make Kog'Maw passive go through walls.
What would Riot be without resetting champions, though?
Oh, my bad. He needs to have a reset. He needs to reset something. And as in a reset, the fight is starting again. Simjim's going to find a good Q on a 2, but Vygar just outplayed him. A little bit too much, and if we take a little gander over to the Zac build, you're the engage tank, and you've got Hextech Alternator and Rylai's bot.
As the kids would say nowadays, what the Sigma?
What the Sigma? What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck are we building?
What the fuck are we building? We're losing to Shopkeeper, as Dark Harvest is also losing to getting caught out by this Maokai ult, and he's just gonna get set into the bouncy house and just traded.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yes,
that was
sir.
a nice R. I like that. That catch by Fel. Really
there
nice Maokai R. From outside of vision is always really helpful, because doesn't it speed? I believe it speeds up.
Yeah. If he catches someone, it speeds him up. Otherwise, it goes faster after like 30%. I feel like. Essentially, the speed of it dictates how long it roots you for. So there's like three speeds ish, like big set speeds. Black and blue also doesn't have mana in the back in this bot lane, so he's gonna get caught out though. But the flash forward from Modlock is gonna dodge out the
we have
Kog'Maw ult, but it just doesn't matter. We got Rage Blade. We're gonna kill you. Says the Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Not with
And
passive too. No
I
passive
think the
necessary.
rage would be on the Aurelian Soul there. That how the hell do I lose that?
How do I lose that? Simjim is stuck in the baby cage, but he's got
Look
so
at
much
that
on the
damage!
Zac. Yeah, he's got damage on the Zac, but not a whole lot else to provide. Is going to catch out the Vigar, and that means Modlock's going to come up sooner. He
Ooh.
does have a way to get it back in.
Hit it with a
The
suitcase.
ghost from Perfy. Yeah, the suitcases from this Mundo are just putting in so much work. Fell's stuck into the tower. The hook is going to land and drag him. Not actually going to land, but that Zac
is
arm
here.
is going to keep him. Cog is here, and Black Bull's going to get locked up, though. Is going to eat the Moonlight Vigil and that depth charge, so I remember them this time from the Nautilus. So
Yeah,
he's just
Volibear
gonna walk out. What's the Volibear got?
Volibear
do it.
has the double items. This is a little bit scary. I feel like
Uh-oh.
I want to see Volibear.
Yeah,
He's full
Volibear's
build.
got to like. Yeah, he's full build, but we find success with his build more in the side lanes because he's not
I
quite
was
an
about
upfront
to.
tank.
Yeah, I feel like we should just be pushing down sides. There's no shot Mundo ever contests us in the side lane.
Yeah.
We can. These tier 1s should be dead. Honestly, we should be playing slow on these other lanes and just getting the free map gold. Obviously, we might want to have somebody shadow Volibear in case they want to shut him down, but it's gonna be really hard. I think this Volibear is extremely accelerated, so he should just absolutely dumpster this Mundo. I don't know why he's sitting in bush. I feel like he should just be pushing out this wave. I don't think he should be respecting Mundo. I know he
No,
is
I
weak side, so he might not know.
He
but-
maybe still thinks that Mundo does have a lot of damage up front with those keys because those initial keys do so much damage based on like current HP, but I feel like those don't quite matter once you get into those extended fights, and he's just trying to be a little
chomps.
safe. Yeah, the W chomps just do so much, so
I feel
not
like this
quite
tower I
no,
guess
it's not gonna fall. He's being safe. It's okay to be a little safe. He's gonna be able to have push on these waves whenever he wants.
We
But
are
he's actually coming down to
rotating
contest his
down
dragon.
for drag. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing. 30 seconds, probably a somewhat decent timer. I mean, we don't have teleport up, so it's gotta feel pretty bad for Volibear. We did shove a mid wave, but obviously we're gonna need to reshove it out. PC Delta clearing out vision as well. Where is okay? Fell has all of his wards, and he's just coming out of base. So
That's not good.
wait, what just happened?
That just happened. That was in fact a misclick by Modlock. They're gonna blow that ult. That's a pretty important cooldown there, and
Does not feel great.
yeah, and FreeSM in fact did catch that out, so they know that this is going on. Delta Centauri though engaging onto Perfy, but you can see why he was concerned there. That like upfront damage from the Mundo does hit pretty hard.
Yeah, it does.
They're still gonna PC Delta is still with that missing ult is gonna get the dragons. They're gonna get what they wanted, but I feel like this like return fight that we could be expecting here.
Perfy was not
you're
expecting
supposed
him to be there.
Yeah, he was not
Dropped the
expecting him to
cage.
be there. The cage is dropped, but it's just a little too late.
Oh,
A
he's
little
too
bit of a
tanky.
miscommunication. Yeah, he's so tanky. Hawkeye 6-pack just chunked out on this Vigar. He's got to be pretty scared for this next fight.
Yep. Mundo smile. Just stack HP. No resistances needed.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, this Kog'Maw will eat him alive if he in a team fight. But that is to be seen.
Yeah. And he's not going the Bork, which I feel like is a pretty big missed opportunity. I think on this patch that they're playing on it was nerfed to like 5% damage, but
Instead
it's still
of 6%.
Yeah.
So
it's
it
like,
was nerfed harder for melee than range.
yeah, but it's like, oh no, the difference of this item being viable and not as 1%. It's like, dude, I think in the grand scheme of things, that's like at most 10 damage per auto on a good day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
and, like-
it's still a go-to rush if you know the enemy champ's gonna rush nothing but hills.
Yeah, and they have 4 people on the enemy team that's building actual HP items, so it's still fine. Because instead we're going like I think we're going Terminus here, or Runons, which is just not going to work. In the meantime, though, in the bot lane, Delta Centauri getting caught out. He's going to try and sustain on this Volibear.
Caught out?
He might be caught out, but he might just be catching out. Simjim here, going to flash forward. Hasn't used that Volibear
still
ultimate
has
there.
R.
Yeah,
He's
he's
waiting.
still got the ultimate. Yeah, he's waiting for him to come back there.
There
He's
we
gonna-
go. Perfect.
Boom. sit on top, getting a little grizzly here in the bot lane.
Hey, you stole mine!
I stole your joke. The Warmogs is putting in work for Perfy, though. That's going to force Delta Centauri to have to walk away, but he might still want it. He thinks he's got it. He thinks he's him. Actually, and since the dragon, or the jungler is down, Fell is running on the console C, trying to cut it out, but the Warwick is going to find the ult. The long-range ult on the console C is not going to let the Aphelios spin, but the Acel just demolishing a little bit of the health bars from FreeSM, but in the end, they're still going to find the win on the fight, but aren't able to get Baron.
Look at Volibear's HP now, though.
Yeah, it's
How do you get more HP?
Yeah, how do you get more?
Delta was also him. I believe he fought through the Mundo ult while we were watching
Yeah.
that fight.
Yeah, he did. He went positive against Moondol.
It was like a 4.5 v5 because I think Baron ended up hitting Modlock a bit for some decent amount of damage. So like maybe a little bit unlucky there that the Baron aggroed him, but a well-fought fight. That was messy. That was a really nice Warwick R.
Chris Salas
getting on the
in
console.
game number 3 to see who goes to the finals between PC Delta and FreeSM.
Yes, sir. It's a tie.
It's a tie. The game's pretty close. The big like kind of question mark we've got right now is what the Zac is doing in general, because he's just built 2 AP items on Dark Harvest Zac Jungle is a little bit of a head scratcher for us, at least in the caster booth.
Big chain vest.
One. Yeah, the big chain vest is just like, it's also just a little bit questionable at this point in the game. It's not gonna help a lot. I mean, he has to build it anyway, but like, it's water on a grease fire.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna do a whole lot, buddy. You're still gonna get bursted, and you're still not gonna be able to engage. So a little bit of a concern here for a PC Delta. Then they're getting these late game fights where this Fell's gonna get caught up, but I don't think it's gonna quite matter. Black and Blue's trying to make this fight happen. The TP from Volibear is gonna put him in the right place. Dark Harvest getting walked on the depth charge, gonna try and make his way out of there, but the Volibear is here. Console C trying to cut away. He is going to be allowed to live, and so is Momok there. Yeah, Rylai's item. Leandre's Sunfire Conk would have been better.
By Rylai.
I think this Zac should have just gone actual tank and he could have done something. But you know what? That's okay. Because we're here in this moment. The Baron is up. Warwick does have a good burst, so they're going to try and 50-50 it. But the knockup is going to land. Simjim is stuck in there, and look at him just pop. And the Aphelios was caught by the Volibear in that backline. Perfy's just getting chased down. The Warwick ult going to be used to get that passive and that CC freedom from Perfy, but the ult is going to be used, so he's going to walk it out. HP bars are still good. This should still be Baron from FreeSM.
Yep. It's kind of like funny because you have like the 2 tanks top with Mundo and Zac, but the amount of resistances that they have is like nothing. It feels like nothing at least.
Yeah. It's not doing a whole lot. Oh, Dark Harvest, what are you doing there? Goodbye. Back to the death screen.
What the Sigma?
What the hell, boy?
What the hell?
What the hell, boy? He did. Goodbye.
Yup.
We're going a little crazy here. Okay, so
We
we
are going
play
a
a little loose.
We play a little loosey-goosey, what can I say?
What can I say?
Now we rotate instantly into a dragon.
Yeah, Dark Harvest
they
is
have no way
down.
to really contest this.
Yeah, they can't. They're
Central
gonna
is
try.
top, no TP. Maybe try catching off back. Hits him with the suitcase. You're unemployed, Maokai! No, Maokai is gainfully employed on FreeSM.
Yeah. But nothing. I mean, even the Baron Gold is going to put FreeSM in the advantage, but I feel like a lot of it is coming down to the options that you have as PC Delta. Behind Nautiluses are never that tanky. You have a full, at this point, still pretty full AP Zac into Kog'Maw, Warwick, Volibear, so you can't really do anything. So your frontliner is Mundo into on-hit Kog'Maw, but it's just so hard for them to do things like this. Zac's gonna jump in, and we're just gonna watch this guy disappear, just like a magic trick. There he goes. Hawkeye 6-pack gonna be able to find that kill on a Simjim, and the ult from Maokai is gonna find Dark Harvest once again, having kind of a rough game here in this series, kind of getting baited a little bit.
Zach is cosplaying as Shaco. Now you see me? No, you
Now
don't!
Now you don't. And then every 3 minutes he gets a clone.
That's true.
I think it's like 3 clones actually.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because he
Each of
gets
the blobs.
3 HP bars. Not too bad though. Like the Baron push is putting in work very slowly. Both teams have been pretty cautious throughout the series with their pushes. And I don't think that's going to quite change though. Delta Centauri is kind of caught out in this top lane a little more than caught out as he's going to flash the Ace ult and try and make his way out of here. Looks like he is going to be able to. The Ghost is going to be used from Perfy, but that does cost the flash from
Maybe it's me
Volibear.
egoing, but I kind of wanted to see him
Try
wait
it
to
anyway.
buffer the R through the Acel R.
Oh, well, he's just going to go into
unstoppable.
Modlock, forces the flash, but is
Oh,
just
but
kind of
yeah,
in the
doesn't have
bouncy
anybody
house,
else.
so yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
if you
nobody
wanted to
else,
go
and
into
there's
Acel, it needs to be 1v2, I think, instead.
yeah, the cross map is in mid lane here, so they are going to
But
be able
we
to
do
find this
take
mid
their
lane
base.
inhib. Yeah, we take their base, so it's not
Into
too
a tier
bad.
2 bot side. It's not the worst trade. I've definitely seen significantly worse trades, especially with my solo queue teammates. Where I
Yeah.
died top lane and they're doing nothing on the map. But,
Yeah.
oh, nice.
Bell's going to find this engage
Instant
onto
call.
Modlock. He's going to miss the stun, but it
Beautiful.
doesn't quite matter. A beautiful engage, snap engage there from Fell onto this Acel is pretty much going to cost any and all bit of pressure that PC Delta would be able to get from these waves.
In the words of Whippo, this guy's trolling, no?
This guy is trolling, no?
That's what Fell said, but he didn't actually tell his teammates, he just committed to it. I loved it. And then, Mothra just following up instantly on the call, that's really nice.
Yep. For sure. 11-2. This Kog'Maw is very scary. Also, along with Vigar has the decap finished. If we can see his AP real quick, Hailstrom, if you're around.
AP check? Question?
AP check? Question mark? You do it? Just a cool 815 at 28 minutes. Just a bit.
You know.
And the best MR items bought currently are Negatron from this Zac and God, I don't even remember what that's called. Spectre Cowl.
Spectre's Cowl, yeah, that's
Spectre's
right.
Cowl from Spectre's
believe so.
Cowl. So like, there's not enough AP for this Vigar for PC Delta to buy, so he's gonna be eaten along with Vigar. So pretty scary situation for PC Delta. I don't quite know how. Is there a way for PC Delta to pilot these fights?
It feels kind of tough. I feel like generally we'd want the Zac to not get one shot. That's just my concern.
Expert analysis.
It's just really tough to say because a lot of times it feels like the fights that PC Delta have to take are fights that already kind of favor FreeSM just because of like the amount of gold they have and the amount of map pressure. I think like their 5v5 isn't bad.
Oh,
It's just I
Flash.
think we might need to wait till we scale a little bit more on this Zac and get a little bit
Yeah.
tankier.
yeah. The flash depth charge was used there by Dark Rivals trying to get onto Delta Centaria. This Rylai's is putting in
E-range.
so much work. Yeah, the E range is just putting in so much work. But I mean, you got the bear, but look at the waves.
Not
The mid wave is
worst,
in
but
base.
there's a crash, crashing, and I
Yeah, that's
we
also
get to Soul
Soul Point.
Point.
You're getting the bear, but for what? You don't even get the restaurant with the bear. You just get the bear.
I know. Bear meat is stinky if you do. It's not properly cooked. That was not the proper cook.
Aw, so sad.
Apparently
Too
we're not
bad.
chefs.
I literally am.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm talking about PC Delta. I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay. PZ Delta are not chefs right now in the Rift. Sad.
No, they're not. SimGem split push jungling.
Honestly?
He actually might get this tier too.
Yeah, he's gonna get the tier 2. And he's got the hop out. I think he's fine.
He is fine. No,
Oh,
that's
700 gold. Hey, man.
that feels fat. Well
That feels
played.
fat. All good.
It just feels a little bit awkward. Because I feel like Zac wants to go in, but it feels really hard for the rest of his team to follow up.
Yeah.
Felios feels like he's kind of a little bit out of a far range due to Warwick and the looming threat of Volibear R-ing and Warwick R-ing. Cage just makes it really awkward for this Zac to operate because Cage can just get dropped and stop Zacky.
Yeah, we've been seeing them going for picks like I feel like they should, but it's just too little too late. They're once again throwing water on a grease fire where like you're getting the pick, right? And you're doing what you think you're supposed to do, but it's
Oh
talking about, oh,
no.
Dark Harvest is picked again.
Walking
The
into a
Fnatic
bush
Death
line.
Bush. So sad. No mid push, no pressure, no reason for FreeSM to be elsewhere. They're starting to bait this Baron here. PC Delta only has that Sky's Bloom vision. Perfy's getting poked out by Hawkeye
Ooh,
there.
a
The
lot of
root's gonna
damage on the
land, forces the flash
Hawkeye.
out. Two-man knock up there from Simjim is gonna be able to catch out Fell with that Ace ult, but the Modlock is Modlock's gonna be able to keep himself stasis up. Perfy in the back line
look
though,
at that
trying to kill
gliding,
Black and
though.
Blue. Vigar gonna fall. Black and Blue is trying to cut out this Mundo, but it's so hard to cut out tanks in modern League of Legends. He's gonna fall actually to Delta Centauri on the Volibear. 2v2 still on flash forward.
Ooh,
On
still
to
has
prophecy.
the
The
orb.
clean's not gonna matter. He's dead.
Get him.
The EDC
Get him.
from PC Delta is
Get
dead.
him.
Moloch trying to get out.
Yes.
The bear is
You
going
can't
to
find
finish
away
out
this
an
time.
ace. Not an ace. A clean court, sort of ace.
Well, it was an
Bush
ace.
six spin. Yeah, we're calling it
It
an
was
ace.
really
It's an
an
ace. Let's
Oh my
go
God.
Delta.
Imagine if
FreeSM.
we weren't down so much. They end up the thing was Zach actually got a kind of clean engage onto them, and our Aurelion Soul was able to follow up right after our Zach because our baby cage was used, and which allowed Zach to get a good angle onto the back line. It felt like, and Zach also had passive, which helped extend that fight. But we kind of got a little, I feel like, got a little bit slapped with our wallets.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for us to find fights like that. That's the thing. Usually I don't feel like fights are going to go that way, where Zach's going to find such a good engage and Baby Cage is going to be used that early. But it just feels a little bit bad. And then we end up losing Console C and Modlock later on because Delta just absolutely takes takes two chomps out of each of them. Well, one for each of them, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing that happened there was the Mundo was able to just stick on top of that Kog'Maw for so long that made the fight good. But the sad reality is you're down like 7-8K before that fight starts, and you just can't really overcome that kind of a gold deficit, even through good fight play, like a good team fight play, which they obviously did. They were able to almost even up the game, but just
I also think
too little,
Kog'Maw
too late.
completed item. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. I was
It's gonna be
perfect,
even
so-
harder from here, because
Yeah.
Kog'Maw completed. God, I suck with its name, bro.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I
know what it's called.
I
I
give
know
up.
what it's called. Squidward. Terminus.
Terminus. There we go. Because my brain's apparently terminally ill, bro.
Terminally ill. Can't remember Terminus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Terminus.
Terminus puts in so much work. That's why he was able to live so long against that Mundo.
Okay, so he did have it.
Yeah, he had it
I wasn't
already.
sure
He
if
has
he
like
had it.
1K on it already. It's nuts. It's such a good item for on-hit champions. And you can see he's actually building armor, which is going to help a lot as well. Delta Centauri,
Ooh,
of course,
Delta low
getting
cut.
dove in the bot lane. He's
Got
going to land that
Volleyard.
shield. He's staying
Is he
alive for
caught out,
so long.
though?
Hasn't burned the ults quite yet. Now finally get an ultimate. He's still alive in the back line. Perfy is going to sustain up on this Mundo. The huge ace ult, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Simjim's in the back lane. He's going to die. Dark Harvest finally going to get caught out. This Kog'Maw is just barely touched. Perfy trying to do something, but it's too little too late. The outplay button used by
my
Vigar is going to kill him. It's 4 for 1 right now. FreeSM running down the game. It's just Modlock versus Wolf. He doesn't have the wave clear to end this game. He's got to do something. This is his tournament life. What's he going to do? He's going to try and wave clear. Not going to get caught up by the Vigar cage. I think it's just FreeSM. It might, sadly, if you're a PC Delta fan, just be FreeSM.
Oh
We're going to get
my
Modlock going to
God,
fall.
dude.
The turret, the artillery from Kog'Maw ends the game. FreeSM's going to win
GG.
and go to finals.
Yeah, Kog'Maw had some. Both of those last
GG.
fights had some. He did some gliding.
Did a little bit of gliding. What? He
Did a
did
little
not
bit of
do.
gliding.
He did not do gliding
No,
at
for
that Baron fight.
for a brief moment before where he got
Before
to the
he-
wall, he was gliding, but then he
Yeah,
just sat next to the wall.
What do you mean
That's
toxic? He stood still and auto-attacked a Mundo on top of him.
He did. No. I agree. But before the Mundo got on top of him, he was
Yeah,
gliding.
before the
and
Mundo
then
got on top of him, he was
just was like,
doing
I'm
it.
just gonna auto.
He's like, I'm just accepting my fate. There's no point.
Yeah.
Wasted
Yeah.
APM. Not to
But
say
yeah.
he was doing anything wrong.
Just be free of
Yep.
them. Lamau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tossing up the
Damage-
MVP vote, so get in your votes for who you thought was MVP for FreeSM, bringing in that victory, but well fought by PC Delta, making them fight for it.
classic top laners inflating their damage because they keep on fighting in top lane.
Or getting caught out in 4v, or getting like rotated on 4v1 and living for a while.
Yeah, just like trying to like auto attack anybody and everybody that we can.
Yeah.
No, on Volva you just W somebody. You're like, please let me W again.
Yeah. Please, sir, I need 400 HP from one button. Give.
Who do you think your MVP was, half
Oh,
lane?
yeah, probably not.
I already voted. I voted black and blue. Such a good performance on the AD carry. Even in the loss, it felt like he was really trying hard to do something. And then to the wins, he was pretty pivotal. I know his damage isn't top, of course. Delta Centauri put in so much work on that Volibear, but I feel like, to me, if we're talking the whole series, black and blue is just such a constant like threat from FreeSM that he just had to be dealt with. Also, I think the screenshot's funny that it doesn't include who won or lost. It's just
That
a
is
post game.
funny. But
You had to pay attention if you want to know.
I agree. That's why I voted black and blue as well. Cause like not necessarily like yeah, it is kind of his job to kill tanks, but also that Aphelios got popped during that fight really early on by the Kog'Maw. So sometimes the the value of the damage is a little bit higher because sometimes killing a tank it's like, oh yeah, somebody needs to kill the tank, but when you kill like a high value target and it has like less damage, it doesn't necessarily mean the same. But I agree. I think black and blue is super consistent, and that Kog'Maw is just really consistent throughout. It feels like throughout laning phase, throughout mid game, and into late game. It feels like he just is very, very comfortable on that champion and knows how to pilot it really well. So.
And the vote will end. The
Oh, he's in the
MVP
chat. Can we
goes
get
to
him up
Blank
here?
and Blue. Blank and Blue, if you want to come do the interview real quick, just jump in the chat. I can pull you up.
If you happen to be here.
Wait. Just emote in the chat. Jump in your team chat or something. I'll grab him. I'll grab
He's
you.
here.
Jump in there, Blank and Blue.
Oh man, he's on his phone. Can't
phone,
rip.
Ah.
Unlucky. Thank you for
Well,
tuning in. Though.
Still well played. Well done. You guys have fully broken the number 1 seed curse and made it to the finals, and it's actually the number 1 seed against the number 2 seed. We can check that out real quick in the brackets right here, where we see the finals on Sunday at 9 p.m. EST will be FreeSM against Chumbawambas to try and take home the Season 5 victory. 2 brand new teams to the league trying to take home the glory.
Should be interesting. Maybe 5 game. Maybe it goes 5 games. Maybe it just keeps on. Maybe whoever wins game 1 also wins game 2 and 3 again.
Correct. It is a best of 5. Do you mean tomorrow or do you mean Sunday?
Sunday, sorry.
It's Sunday.
It will be Sunday.
It's the real worlds.
Tomorrow is the warm-up for the Valhalla Finals, where we have TSM playing against BLG to lead us in.
TSM. Hey yo.
Sorry, T1 versus BLG.
But
so if you're looking to watch that, be sure to check out the Discord as well, where we normally have our watch party for Worlds. We'll get to see her in tomorrow night as well. And then Sunday will be our finals, which are the important ones, obviously.
Yeah. I think that the chat demands another 3-0 for the finals so that they don't have to stay up late.
Can't be a 3-0. We gotta break the 3-0 trajectory of the finals for us.
I don't know, 3-0,
if we want to not have
games?
to stay up late, the teams have to agree to start early. That's what we really need.
True.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
So
maybe
I'll ask them. We'll see who's free. But it will be what it will be. Maybe we'll be a little tired on Monday, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
TSM is really falling. True. Now they're free of some. But thank you all for watching. You guys got any final thoughts before we send the people off for the night?
I think that's it.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yep. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. If you have subs available, we always appreciate them. They get to let you avoid those pesky ads that we can't control. But everyone have a good night, and we will catch you for the Seer tomorrow and the finals on Sunday. Have a good night.
Good night.
In the heat of the fire, hearts burn with desire. Victors call to Valhalla, others fall into mire. Blade to blade we stand, rulers of this land. Only one to the light, all others take flight. Echoes underground, warriors rage profound. Every step loud and clear, no retreat, no sound. Courage and the ground, warriors rage profound. Every step loud and clear, no retreat, no sound. Fear blend, victory round the bend. In Valhalla we meet, only one's journey end. Night turns to dawn, battle still pushes on. Glory in the air, one will conquer, one be gone. On the ground, warriors rage profound. Every step loud and clear, no retreat, no sound.